right, we be rolling once it starts. And then there were two. What's up, everybody? How we doing tonight? Leo will not be with us this evening. He just sent us a message a few minutes ago, so that's why we were running a little bit late. We were waiting for him. So you get myself, 401 Raider Jeff, and my guy next to me,
Raider Will, baby. What's cracking?
What's up, man? How you doing?
What's good, Jeff? What's going on, man? Long time no talk.
Right. It's been a week and about almost 2 feet of snow difference from last week to this week.
Yeah, you ain't lying, man. Even out here in Colorado, I'm starting to get a lot of more snow.
Yeah, we got buried this weekend. So it's nice when you don't have to go nowhere and you can just look out the window and go, let it fall.
Right? No, you ain't lying. I mean, like, I literally, last week I started feeling like crap. I left the show early one day, and then you asked me on Thursday if I was feeling a little bit better. And then on Friday, bro, I ended up feeling like crap again, right?
Oh, came back?
Yeah, I did. And I was just like, what the heck is going on? But man, Friday was one of the coldest days that I have seen. And I'm glad it was cold, man, because I'm going to tell you like this. Hey, that game, that fourth quarter in Denver, holy smokes, bro.
Was it like 6 minutes into the third quarter and it started snowing? Because they showed a time lapse after the game, like during the night game. I was watching. I was like, wow, that's pretty freaking cool, because earlier in the game, the sky was open. It was nice. Beautiful day. The temperature wasn't bad. And then, bam, second half started and it started getting cloudy, and then the snow came. And you just watched the field throughout the third and fourth quarter just go from green to just pure white. I was like, holy crap. You couldn't even see the lines. And this was the first time I saw them do this, where they did that computer-generated overlay over the field with the lines.
So that's the first time I've seen that too.
Never seen that before. I've seen obviously the yellow lines and the red lines that they do every now and then, but I've never seen it where they actually had the yardage down, because I couldn't tell. I was doing a live during the game, and I'm like, I can't even tell where the ball is right now. It's 1st and 10 from somewhere on the field. I can't even see where.
You weren't the only one, brother. I'd be like, we were watching the game, and the announcers literally had a play where there was no down marker. It just said 1st and 10. Like middle of the field somewhere. But let me ask you this, Jeff.
Yeah.
Does this change your mind? Because this is where I keep going. Like, people say the Super Bowl needs to be played in beautiful weather, and it needs to be in like a nice place. These games like this with this weather makes these games so unique and so good. I'd be like, for me, the weather is part of the game. It's part of the essence. It's so involved.
It is, and I get what you're saying. I think on the conference side, like when they're still playing in their own conference before the Super Bowl, that's why home field advantage is so important. Because if you're a warm weather team, the last thing you want to do is have to go to Denver or come to New England or Buffalo if you're Miami, say, or Dallas Cowboys going up north. So that's where that number one seed is so important. But I can understand why they do the Super Bowl in better weather because you want an even playing field for these two teams. So no one's got an advantage one way or the other. Because even in Florida this time of year, normally it's fairly decent and everybody's kind of used to a warmer weather. It wouldn't be fair if, the game was in Green Bay and it's Miami versus the Chicago Bears in the Super Bowl. One's used to playing majority of the season in colder weather, whereas Miami's not. Like Miami always struggles when they come up north, during the winter when they have to go to Buffalo or go to New England. They tried it once with the Giants hosting the Super Bowl at the Meadowlands. It was successful. They got lucky the weather was decent. But could you imagine a game like, just for instance, this past Sunday, if Buffalo would have won in Denver the week before, that game with all that snow that we got in New England would have been here on Sunday in New England. And they would have been buried under 1.5 feet to almost 2 feet of snow. So imagine playing that game. They wouldn't have been able to keep up with it on the field. I can tell you that right now. That snow would probably be about that deep on the field by the time they were done playing.
I get what you're saying, and I get like it would be ugly, right? But
yeah,
it would be a knobberstock or what is it? A snobberknocker. Like, bro, it would literally be, it would be such a tight game. It would bring me back to Gale Sayers running like he was just the wind on some muddy field where people are like, holy cow, bro, this is incredible. And I mean, like, that's where some of those games come out. And I'm like, man, I really wish the NFL would reevaluate that. I get it. I get what you're saying. We want fans to go to cool, great weather games. We're not going to fill up a stadium that people are going to be like, oh, I'm freezing my ass off in Chicago.
People would still go, but I don't think you're going to be able to charge the same price either, though. That's the other thing. It's a different experience.
I agree.
Not only does the Super Bowl come to town, but everything that goes along with it, like that whole fan experience, and that's an outdoor thing. That's easy to put it into a convention center nearby or whatever, but still, it's more of an outdoor thing. It's if you don't get to go to the Super Bowl, but if it's close by and you can still go and take part in the NFL experience on the Super Bowl weekend, that's a great thing too. I mean, I wish I got to do that in New York when they were here because, again, that's fairly close for me.
Oh, I did it in Phoenix. My father-in-law lives down there. I took my daughter. I took my kids, man. Great experience they had.
You know what it's like.
Oh, yeah, man. It's great. And I think it's a great experience. I do think that even if you did it in a cold weather, you'd still have those abilities. Now, of course, we're talking snow and everything like that would be a little bit more difficult. But, yeah, man, I mean, like, what a great game this weekend. I mean, like, I was not just like, after the Raiders are out, of course, I'm like, I continue to watch. I'm still a football fan. I don't really cheer for any team. I'm kind of like F both these teams. They can both go to hell. But at the same time, dude, great games this weekend, Jeff. I'd be like, Patriots Broncos games was tight. I'd be like Stiddy. I'd be like they rode with Stiddy, and they actually played a decent game.
That game turned out to be exactly what I thought it was going to be, and it was a defensive battle. If you're a fan of a lot of scoring, then you were bored, guaranteed on that. But when you're just a fan of the sport and seeing how teams try to readjust to each other, that was a good game, even though it was a low-scoring game. The second game, that was just ridiculous. I mean, that was a great one. I mean, I was more wired into watching that game because of Kubiak and wanted to see what he was going to come up with and how he adjusted and how he handled that offense. And I thought they did a hell of a job with how they came out with that offense, especially with the fact that they didn't have Charbonnet. So you pretty much only had the one running back with Walker. Yeah, you had a couple others in there every now and then contributing, but when you've got that 1-2 punch of Walker and Charbonnet, that's a little bit different. But I thought they called a hell of a game. I mean, those two quarterbacks lit it up. I mean, 360 and the 370 yards for each. I mean, it was insane. Smith and Jigba was playing out of his mind.
You're not lying. Oh my God. Bro, and you know what? You also said something, man. Kubiak showed me something in this game because they went blow for blow. This
Yeah, they do.
was a Titan matchup, bro. It was a battle of the Titans, and they're just out there throwing haymakers. And Kubiak, bro, there were some play calls where I was like, okay, this guy is creative. He knows how to take advantage of his players, and he puts Sam Darnold in such great position by running the football. I'd be like, look at their offensive line, Jeff, moving people. I'd be like, they were moving people, bro. And when you literally control the line of scrimmage, this is what happens. You win football games. They controlled the line of scrimmage on offense.
Yep.
And you know what? And for some reason, man, the stars are aligning. I'd be like, the sky is opening up for Mr. Kubiak to just walk down that aisle of the silver and black and be the next head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Remains to be seen, but we'll definitely start talking that in a few minutes. But let's just hit the chat up real quick. Let's see who's checking in with us. We've got Raider News Central. We've got Robert Pena. We've got Elon. We've got Chris from Protect the Shield. Make sure you guys check him out along with Severe and 805 on the War Room each week. We got Daniel Berry in the house. We have Perry Stevenson. Hello, everyone. To get the ball rolling, I hope we hire Webb, but who would the DC and OC be? That's a good question because we have no idea what that coach is going to want for a staff, so that still remains to be seen. Webb has improved every QB he's worked with. Need him for Mendoza. Chewy's in the house. Accelerate is here. Tyler A is here. PNW Mark. Sacktown Mike. Raider Ryan. Perry, another one here. The only way we trade no more pick is if Jets give us six
first.
Oh, 6 first, 3 seconds, and 3/3. Jesus.
Okay.
John is in here. He says, Jeff, I send you something. It's real. Clint Kubiak will make a decision February. News is he's very intrigued with the Vegas job. I hope so. Oh, crap. We're stuck with Will. Oops. Jay Jackson's in the house. What's up, Jay? What's going on,
my Jay?
Good evening from Arizona. Hope you're staying warm, brother. Yeah, I'm trying. It's freaking cold out there right now, too. Let's see who else we have. Well, Linda's here. How you doing? Let's see. Who else? I don't want to skip anybody. If I skip you, I apologize. Oh, Hope Nation. Go Patriots. Yeah. My worst nightmare. It is my absolute worst nightmare living in watching them be good again. It's
you know what? Right after that game, Jeff, bro, I left with a smile on my face because I was like, I could already hear the "Go Broncos." Like I was hearing it at the bar, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, man! Oh fuck!"
What's up, Alex?
So I feel your pain. Bro.
Tana Jackson in the house. What's up, Tana? Let's see. Jay's here. Jay from Just Raiders Baby's here. What's up, Jay? My guy. Rorschach's in the house. Daniel's here. Let's see. Who else have we got? Who else? Tony Shefford's in the house. What's up, man? I haven't seen you in a little while. How you been? 619, hire a coach already. You know what? Man. Just real quick, I want to hit on that. I'm kind of glad that they're kind of doing their due diligence and not jumping. We're not jumping the gun here and just hiring the first guy we brought in. I felt like last year we got so far behind on going after coaches that we had to I think we had to settle for Pete Carroll last year is what ended up happening. It wasn't like he was the choice from the very beginning. If it was, then it might have been, but who knows? It just felt like that's who was left. Sort of like when you're picking dodgeball teams and the only person left is the big fat kid on sitting over there, and you're like, shit, and you got to pick him for your team, and he's always the first one out.
You know what, man? You're absolutely right. So my boy sent me a text. We have another chat with some of my friends, and he's like, hey, this coaching cycle feels different. Just the way that we are interviewing coaches, the amount of coaches that we've interviewed, like there's really, yes, Kubiak's been linked. We've had a bunch of coaches linked, but you don't hear a lot of chatter coming out from the organization. You don't
No.
hear like, oh, it's mostly reporters, beat writers, people like that are coming out and saying, oh yeah, this guy's linked here, and they're, and of course, you get your other bait clickers that immediately they see something and they'll start saying, oh, this guy's already on his second one. He's looking like he's going to be a guy. But man, from what I've seen, Jeff, really no noise coming out of the organization. I know Kubiak is supposed to be the lead dog, but I'd be like, Kubiak was supposed to be, he's the hottest coach without Harbaugh. And I'll tell you what, though, McDermott is an interesting look for me, but Kubiak right now is leading it.
I think the other thing I like is you're not hearing any players saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
That to me, that's the biggest thing. There's no players getting involved, like saying, "Oh, we should get this guy." There's no players out there advocating for certain coaches to come in. If they are, I haven't heard anything. I don't know if you have, but I haven't heard anybody squawking like, "We need to get this guy," like you have in the past, like how everybody was petitioning for AP to stay on as the head coach and shit like that. Like you're not hearing any of that, which is fine with me. You're a player, just shut up and you deal with whoever comes in at the head. If you don't like it and your contract's up, then there's the door.
Bro, it's strictly business. I'd be like, Tell me when's the last time you heard the Raiders acting like a professional organization? I'd be like, we're out here strictly business.
Probably never.
Hey, and again, I go back to it, right, Jeff? Like I'm like, how many coaches? I mean, like we got defensive coordinators coming in. We got offensive coordinators coming in. I'll be like, guys that I didn't even expect to get looked at or like get a phone call. They're getting phone calls. I'll be like, Spytek is doing his due diligence. Whoever he selects, I'll be like, it's going to be a really good pick for us, I believe.
Perry, I saved your question. I started. We'll come back to that because that's a good. I want to get Will's take on that because I really don't even have a clue as to who would be a good fit. So let me just get through this. Jason likes chunky peanut butter. That's weird, but okay. Arnie's in the house. What's up, man? MC, what's up, MC Raider? Edgar Sosa. Now, on their show, I asked in the chat. He's like, anybody got any questions? Go ahead and ask them in the chat. I said, do you like smooth or chunky peanut butter?
He's like, I like the chunky.
What's up, Roy? Brandon, what's going on? How you doing, man? Let's see. You having the below zero wind chills? It's pretty freaking close. I will say that. Arnie, I'm coming back to your question too, man. I got to finish getting through this. Let's see. Oh, there you go. Shout out for MC Raider. I watch your TikToks. You're hilarious, man. Yeah, he's a good, funny bastard.
He's so funny, and he keeps it a buck. He keeps it a buck,
Yep.
I love the one where he looks like a dead body. Like I feel like that after every game.
Yeah. Or the one where he's walking off into the water.
Oh, bro, I feel that. I feel that 100.
Yeah, if anybody has it yet, make sure you get over to MC Raider. He's on TikTok. He's on YouTube, Facebook, all that. He's a Raider fan, but he's also a stand-up comedian. And he is one funny bastard. He's stationed out in L.A. area, so he's good friends with Leo Chidolinus. So if you don't know who he is, look him up. Let's see. Didn't realize Rooney Rule applied to OCD. Does it? I didn't know that. I thought it was just head coaches. James Furpo's in the house. What's up, Furpo?
Raiders.
Let's go.
Let's see. Am I getting to the bottom here yet? Yes, thank you, Chris. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe, hit the notifications if you haven't. I'm 401 Rated Jeff. Next to me is Will. He's Silver and Black Podcast on YouTube. And then obviously we've got Chidolinus. So make sure you hit all three channels up.
Hey, and make sure you hit up our boy down there. Make sure you subscribe to his. He got some good podcasts going. They're like always informative, always like lively, man.
Vinny Boston said the Raiders flagship radio station that is close to removing Kubiak as a candidate for the Raiders job. Clint Kubiak has not come in for a second interview. I don't think we can't bring him in, can we? What's up, Dixon Sider?
How is he gonna come in? He couldn't come in before this championship game. every single DC or OCDC that I've seen have interviews does it during this week.
Well, I guess there was something I read that only us and there was one other team that he interviewed with. We're the only two that can actually interview him during the time between the Super Bowl and now in the Super Bowl. So like nobody else that still has a vacancy that hadn't interviewed him, they can't contact him. It's only us.
I agree.
I forget who it is. Let's see. I think I'm getting to the end. I am at the bottom. Yes. Okay. So let me go back to those Mark questions real quick here. So first, we'll bring up this one. If Raiders hire Webb, who would be ideal DC and OC? I'm going to let you take that one because you probably know the intricacies a little bit better on what you think would be a fit for Webb. I don't know Webb that well.
I know Webb, but I don't know what type of offense he would run, right? Because I haven't seen this experience from him being an offensive coordinator. This is where it's tough.
Because he's a quarterback coach.
He's a quarterback coach. So he's going to come in. He's going to tell you what type of playbook he's going to run. If it's going to be similar to Sean Payton, I don't know. That's his tutor, right? Now you would assume so. My thing is this, Jeff. If you hire Webb, you're taking a big risk. I'd be like, he's inexperienced play caller. He's never had a head coaching experience. So you have to bring in somebody, in my opinion, that would be a heavy hitter. A guy that can come in and like either steady the boat or a guy that's going to come in that he brings in. Again, I don't know who he would bring in. I don't know who's in his coaching circle.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing that I guess would kind of like what even options are still out there that are not in the college ranks, for what would be an offensive coordinator. Dayball's going to Tennessee, so he's out. McDaniels went to the Chargers, which is he's gonna kind of tie into the next question that I got here.
What, I'd be like Kingsbury? I'd be like, you could bring in a Kingsbury, but a Kingsbury's gonna
like you're gonna have basically if you hire Davis, I think you're gonna have to take a flyer on it. It's gonna be a whole rookie coaching staff, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
and then does that force us to have to keep Patrick Graham here because we don't want to go with another rookie first-time defensive coordinator, or do we give Leonard the shot? Me personally, I didn't want anybody left from this coaching staff. Nobody, but I think it's going to get to that point where what the hell are we doing?
Right? And that's where I go where's his coaching tree? Webb comes from the Broncos. So right now, I don't know who he's coached with before Sean Payton. I mean, this guy's young. We're talking this is his first year really being hot. I think the smart move for him is to do exactly what he's doing. You become the offensive coordinator, you gain more experience and make your name go higher.
Everybody, because if you go to Raiders.com and look at the coaching staff, everybody's still on the coaching staff. Nobody's gone. The only one that's missing is Pete Carroll. Mm-hmm. Everybody else is still there. Even Brennan Carroll's still there, which still blows my mind that he's even still listed on the coaching staff and hasn't been shit canned already. So I don't know what they're going to do with that. I mean, all those other moves on the other coaching staff, it's probably going to wait until the head coach is finally named. And then he'll come in and either clean house or keep certain ones and scoot the rest out the door, because the GM and be involved in what he brings in for a staff. That should be his choice because these are the guys he has to work with on a day-to-day basis. Let's see. I hope we don't waste our time waiting for Kubiak only to lose him to someone else. I get that.
I mean, who are we going to lose him to? He hasn't interviewed with anyone else except for who was it? Who did he interview with, Jeff?
Off the top of my head, I don't know. I'd have to look at the actual breakdown who he interviewed with.
I know it's us.
I think his short list, he only had 3 teams on the list. All those other teams have hired a head coach. We're the only ones that haven't hired anybody yet. So we were still the only team left on his list of teams he would have wanted to go to.
And my question is this: why are we such in a hurry to get this the head coach in place right now? We still can't make any moves. If we get the head coach in place right now, who are you going to hire? You can't hire offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator unless they're not on a staff right now.
Yep.
You kind of have to wait.
Well, we can agree to hire him when the season's done. We can offer him and say that, hey, we're going to hire you once, the Super Bowl's over, which we have to wait until, I think, Tuesday before we could actually finally offer him a contract. Should have done that this week. Who knows? I mean, again, the week's still young. It's only Tuesday.
Yeah.
So there's still time. But I'm fine with taking our time right now because there's still, another name that could still fall in our lap is if we turn around to Mike McDaniels, hey, listen, we want to offer you the head coach because it's not a lateral, it's still a move up. If they want to offer him the head coaching job, he's still available technically for a head coaching job. McDermott's still available. I'm not saying that these are my top choices, but this goes to Arnie's question here. He goes, if Kubiak decides to stay in Seattle and all the head coaches are hired, who is your worst case hire after Kubiak, LaFleur, and Davis are gone? After that, my personal favorite out of what's left would have to be let's reach back out to Mike McDaniel and say, hey, listen, we want to interview again, for the head coaching spot. I don't know who else after that. Do you want to take a flyer on a really unknown? Are we going to go as deep as into the college ranks now? If those three are gone, or LaFleur says he wants to stay in L.A., and Kubiak wants to stay in Seattle, and Davis doesn't want to leave Denver, we're limited. Unless you can pull another name off that I haven't thought of.
I'm literally...
Joe Brady's off the list now. They just hired him at Buffalo.
Yeah, so I'd be like, and that's one open spot. Literally, so now Arizona, ourselves, and Cleveland is left, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'm calling Sean McDermott, and I'm fucking coming to his house. I am bringing the bag because I'm telling you like this. Sean McDermott is a real deal coach. This guy has proven that he can change culture. Mm-hmm. Not saying that he's going to come in and win championships. I'm saying that he's going to come in and make us a contender. And for Raider Nation to say that word, contender, it's a lot right now. Okay?
Yeah.
We're the first round draft pick. What's up, brother? What's going on, Big Easy? Hey, did you see? Hey, guys, hit up my boy Big Easy. If you guys see his picture right there, he got a patch coming out with that logo right there. It's dope ass logo, man. But you have to call McDermott. You have to call McDermott. And you have to call.
Since he doesn't want to coach in 2026, you still got to call him and give him a shot at it. I would. If those other three don't pan out for whatever reason, you got to reach out to him. Say, look, I know you don't want to coach until next season, but here's the options. The only downside is that makes us look desperate.
At this point,
yeah, those three are still available right now. So it's like,
yeah,
I don't want to sit here and be,
the Debbie Downer.
Yeah, I don't want to be that. I'm in a good mood this week.
But let's be real, Jeff. Even if these coaches say, "Hey," like Mike Tomlin, no, not Mike Martz, bro. No, Kingsbury. Yeah, no, Kingsbury. It's not that he's a risk because of what he did last time. He's a risk because he doesn't have a proven track record of going somewhere and building something. Jeff, we keep talking Kingsbury. He's a great offensive innovator, a guy that can come in and But tell me like this, where do you see his proven track record of building something and making something happen in the NFL?
He's a 2 for 2. You hire him as number 2 on the roster, like number 2 in command, but he's only good for 2 years and then he's gone. He's a 2 for 2.
And that's where you look at that and you say, hey,
what happened in Washington?
He's gone because they said he's going to look for better opportunities. Look at how many people have come a calling. That's what his market is.
Mm-hmm.
So why would you want him as a head coach?
Roy, that's not a bad option either. Charlie Weiss with LSU.
But again,
is that where he went? No, he was with
Charlie Weiss.
He was with Ole Miss.
Yeah, because he moved with Lane Kiffin. But let me ask you this, Jeff. Okay?
Yep.
Now you bring in a guy from the college ranks that has what proven track record to change an organization, to bring in culture, to bring stability. I'd be like, Charlie Weiss Jr. is a hot name. I get it. His dad used to coach. But he's coached in college, and now we want to bring him to the NFL and say, hey, you're going to take charge of this team that just got the first round draft pick. I don't think you do that to Charlie Weiss. Charlie Weiss needs to get experience, man. He needs to be a coordinator for a while first, and he needs to grow in that.
Yeah, I mean, I get that too, but at some point you got to give someone a chance. I mean, do we want to be that team? Not really. Not if you're going to have a rookie quarterback in here, possibly, which I'm still not 100% sold on. But
see, Raiders are screwed. Peyton interfering with Webb.
What's up, man? Some diehard fans being a Raider fan going to be hot. Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is.
Trey Vance Joseph is still
out. I'm like, no.
Thanks, Skylar. We know that. That's why we're all here talking about it. Yeah, Ravens, Titans, Raiders. That's right.
Damn. We're the only ones left.
Yep. Let's see. If Weber could be back to going, we have to go with another option, like maybe bring in McDermott. I agree. Just trying to get through this. Oh, you do what you want, Jason. You're asking me. We've done that. The Patriots took that to a whole new level. They cheated worse than anybody. Jeff, he withdrew his name from the Browns, Cardinals. I send you a DM. All right. Yeah, it's tough for me to look at it while I'm in here right now. I can pull it up later. Rams is all leftovers for coaches pretty much at this point. Let's see. Oddshell 3.0. That's as bad as Gruden 3.0. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Dayball's gone to Tennessee as the OC.
Yep. But they're saying, but again, he can get. Do you offer him the head coaching job?
Who?
Dayball. Jeff, let me ask you that. If we don't have Kubiak or Webb or, anybody else that comes in, do you seriously could look at Dayball as a serious contender? Because he does have that written into his contract, that if he does get the head coaching job, that, he'll take it.
I mean, you could. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I mean, all those other options would have to be gone before I would go that route. I would have rather had him here as an OC, to be honest with you. But
agreed.
I don't know, man. That's a tough one. Man, this chat is jumping tonight. Holy crap. Brian Flores. I don't like Flores, but a lot of former players seem to like him a lot. He's such a dick. He has stuff fight all the time. Yeah, and that's the thing. Tomlin, we can't bring Tomlin in unless we trade. I'm sorry. Anybody that wants to trade for a coach, but trade away draft picks for a coach, but won't think about trading back from the number one for more, for more picks to get more players, but would be willing to give up anything to bring Tomlin in here, you're smoking something because you're freaking crazy. Why would you strap the team for a coach when you could make the same type of trade by trading away your number one and gaining picks to bring more talent in to fill this roster better. But let's give away our number ones so we can grab a head coach.
So Jeff, let me hit you with this, right? If we call Pittsburgh tells me, yo, I'll consider it for a third rounder, fourth rounder, right? And we're thinking that we're going to make that move that you just said. Hey, you know what? And again, Raider Nation's going to implode right now. We're saying Mendoza isn't our guy, right? That's what they're saying. We're going to move back. Then do you really consider if you call Pittsburgh and Pittsburgh says, hey, maybe third, fourth rounder, depending on where the number's at. But that's what we're looking at for Tomlin. Does that make it so? And again, this is where we're saying, hey, we're trading back. We're going to acquire more draft picks with the first pick. We're not drafting number one. Do you consider it then? Do you see that as a possibility with Tomlin coming in? You're not trading away your first or second round.
I still don't want to give up draft picks. We can't afford to give up draft picks. The only thing we can afford to do is gain more picks. Do something to gain more draft picks. We can't be giving away draft picks no matter where they are in this draft for a head coach. I'm sorry. I've never been in favor of trading a coach away for draft picks. Oh, I'm sorry, bringing in a coach, trading away draft picks to bring a coach in. You want to trade away one of our coaches like we did with Gruden and get draft picks? That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I don't want to be giving away draft picks to bring a coach here. I don't agree with that. I don't. Any team that's willing to give up draft picks to bring a coach in, unless your team is set, like Tampa Bay was set. I mean, that wasn't even Gruden's team when that happened. That was Tony Dungy's team. They just traded draft picks for him, and he took them to a Super Bowl with a pre-existing team. He added very little to that. So that was Tony Dungy's team that he won that Super Bowl with. If your team's set and all you need is that one coach that can just give it that something extra, to push you over the edge, then it might be worth the shot. You might win one Super Bowl with them, and then, everything's going to fall apart after that, but oh well, But I'm not giving up draft picks. I don't care what round they're in.
Okay.
No, I can't agree with that at all. This chat is ridiculous to me, dude.
All right, Jeff's trying to catch up.
Yes, Mendoza. Had like 60 people rocking here for a while, and it's just been banging.
Yeah.
Well,
Jeff, let me ask you that. Jeff, let me ask you that. Do you think Mendoza's a franchise guy? No, not at the moment.
Mm-mm. I just don't. I'm sorry. I know I get pushback from everybody when I say that, but it's funny because I see other people that do YouTube shows say the same thing. Nobody says boo. I say it. Everybody wants to go for my jugular. It's like I just don't see the value in taking a quarterback at number one when we've got so many holes to fill. If we were ready, like if we were a team that, like, say Gino, say our team was doing good last year, but our quarterback just wasn't good enough, and we needed that quarterback, and this guy happens to fall into our lap at number one, but we've got all the other pieces of the puzzle. We don't know what we've got still. You can only guarantee I can only right now guarantee one offensive player in a skill position that I know is good and is damn good, and that's Brock Bowers. We still don't know how good Genty is because of just how we ran last year. Okay. Yes, he's good, but he could be so much better if the right things were in place. All right. So Betch, the jury's still out. Didn't get enough time. Tucker, I'm still not sold on him. Michael Mayer, we still haven't seen the full potential of what he can do as a tight end. Thornton can't catch the ball. He's like another Darius Haywood Bay out there for us. I see him. That's all I see is a skinnier, goofy looking version of Darius Hayward-Bay. Okay, we throw the ball, hits him in the hands, and he drops it every goddamn time. Drives me nuts. We really have no backups for running back, so we're gonna have to look at a running back in this draft that's gonna help offset Genty. We're gonna need offensive linemen, whether it's in free agent or the draft. So, but if we didn't need all these other fixtures, and this quarterback fell to us, if we had the number one pick, then yeah, get him. He may have to sit for a while going into next season, but it's something that we can improve in a dire need. Right now, yes, a quarterback is a dire need for us, but we need so much. And just like Vic just said, why the fuck would we trade out of the first round when and if we don't have the first round? You guys are saying to give up draft to get Mendoza makes no sense. Like, we don't have – why would we give up draft picks? It was the one about Tomlin. Why would we give up draft picks to bring in a coach when we've got so many goddamn holes to fill? You know, we can't afford to lose draft picks. We need more, is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see him. I like, when I consider a value for a number one pick, it's somebody that I'm drafting is going to be put on the roster starting right away, a plug and play type of player. Mendoza's not a plug and play. I'm sorry. He's not going to be starting week one unless he absolutely just blows everybody away in preseason and just, you know, from the first game goes out there and just has a freaking killer game and it just keeps going. A guy like a Caleb Downs or Bain or Reese, those are guys that are going to, as soon as you draft them and you get that card up to the podium, guess what? Get his ass on a plane back to Vegas, start getting his sizes for his uniform for week one, because he's going to be starting right away. You know those guys are going to start immediately because they're just that talented. Quarterback needs too much support to be effective. He needs a supporting cast. And if we don't have a supporting cast for a rookie first year, number one overall pick, that's not value. You know, a defensive end doesn't need a massive supporting cast around him. He's going to go out there and do his thing, whether he's 1-on-2 or 1-on-1. He's going to get his job done somewhat in one way or another, you know, or a linebacker. He's going to get his job done regardless. Quarterback, if that supporting cast is bad, it's going to be a bad sitcom.
No, and you know what? You just said something so key right there, right? I'm not going to say that he can't be potentially a franchise guy. Can he be that? Yeah. But am I going to say that he's going to come in right now? Because I'm going to give you guys the facts, okay? When he was at Cal and he didn't have all these stars around him, okay? Because Indiana was built differently. Indiana had 4- and 5-year seniors on that team. And they had a lot of guys that were undervalued.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So he had he had grown-ass men. He had a star-studded team playing with him. Now you're going to take him to the Raiders and put him with who to block for him? Who's going to catch the ball? Everybody says Brock Bowers. He can only catch so many passes. He doesn't have a number one receiver, doesn't have a number two. I'll be like, things like that come into mind. I'll be like, but can you draft him? And again, if you draft him, you're going to have to put him on the bench. It's just like you said, Jeff. To me, he's not an instant starter. He's not a guy that's going to come in here. He's the best player on the roster, unfortunately. But if you put him out there, Jeff, with this roster, with this offensive line, he's going to crumble. He's going to have a terrible time. And well, you know this.
Yeah, and you see it in the chats all the time, too. Like, I'm seeing it right now. They're like, well, we'll just get the offensive line. There's no guarantee. That's what you have to understand, too. We're not a desirable location, okay? Right now, we have no head coach. We don't know what the rest of the coaching staff is going to be. We have no idea, even when the head coach comes in, until he picks an OC. We don't even know what type of offensive system we're going to run. You don't have any clue on any of that right now. So right now, priority one is the focus is on the head coach. The draft, the number one pick's not going anywhere until draft day. Okay, so right now it's the head coach. The head coach is the most important thing that we need to really talk about or throw ideas around, talk it up, whatever. Free agency is the next thing, but there's no guarantee you're going to be able to get these guys in free agency that everybody wants. Yeah, we can reach out to these players and hopefully throw bags at them. Like everybody wanted Linderbaum. So did I. I wanted Linderbaum in the worst way. Throw a bag of money at him. But there's already rumors of him saying that he wants to follow Harbaugh to New York. So you're now going to compete with the Giants, not with the Ravens, because the Ravens don't have enough money. We can outbid them easily. Okay? They may franchise him. Who knows? They may not. Well, actually, I don't think they can because they didn't pick up his fifth year. They turned down his fifth year. So something along that line, I thought. So now you're going to compete with the Giants instead for that player. There's other offensive linemen out there that may want to go to a different location where they'll have a better chance to make, because everybody's goal is to win a Super Bowl. There's no two ways about it. So there's no guarantee we're going to get certain offensive linemen that we're looking for. We may end up having to just suck it up and deal with what we have on the roster now and add a guy or two in the draft. And even that, you still don't know fully what we're going to have. Now, yes, obviously the offensive line coaching during this past season hurt us more than anything. And that's been evident as to why, because of he wasn't doing his job. So the new coaching staff will have an effect on this offensive line for the good. Will they still be, able to stop and hold back players? Who knows? And we don't have an easy schedule next year. That schedule is rough. I don't know if you looked at
you just said it. And that's why I'm saying, Jeff, if we draft a quarterback and we put Fernando Mendoza behind this offensive line, right? And we have all these things happening, that's a recipe for disaster. And then you're going to have this young man come in there and have his freaking everything that he's built is going to get fractured. Everything that he's put on the line and everything, all his confidence is just going to be fractured. So I'll just put it like that. I'll be like, we have to look at more things, and people have to be open also to just seeing more things than just Fernando Mendoza. I get it. People are enamored saying, oh, the franchise QB. But at the same time, I'm like, what we're doing is drafting potential. Yep. We're looking at the potential of him being a franchise QB. How many QBs have been drafted in the first round that have not had success?
There's more that don't have success than have success.
And then is it because they go in there and they have these like the guys that have success, they have quality pieces around them. They have quality coaching. They have quality players there. They have people there that are able to take advantage of what they can do. Do we have all that in place yet? No. So we got to look at that. You have to give those guys all the ability in the world to be successful. In order for that to happen, there has to be more than just saying, hey, we're going to draft you at number one. And because you're the number one draft pick, you're going to change this organization.
Trade Max for Tomlin in Pittsburgh's first.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Pittsburgh might take that.
See, I don't agree with this either, though. He's the most NFL-ready QB in the last 5 years.
Jaden Daniels just came out. Did we not see what Jaden Daniels did last year? Are we not looking at what Drake May and Caleb Williams are doing this year? I'd be like, come on now, man. Come on.
I mean, Drake May, obviously, he got even better once McDaniel got there. Much as I hate to say it, McDaniels. I fucking hate that fucker. That was the best thing that could have happened to that kid because he had a phenomenal year this year. And I hated every minute of it. Yeah, see, and I know someone else said you want AOC to start. I never said AOC to start. There's so many. There's other things we can do. I mean, everybody's just like, as soon as we miss out on Mendoza, it's like, oh, there's no quarterbacks. Who says you can't take a quarterback later in this draft? There's no telling what can happen. Everybody's just, again, that all they see is Mendoza. I mean, how much of it is actually people watching him play and saying, yes, he's it, or just people following what everybody else is saying, Mendoza, because that's all you hear.
I want to know how many people have done their research of more than 1 year of Fernando Mendoza. I'd be like, did you see the way that he played at Cal? Did you see what he did at Cal? Did you see how he moved in the pocket there?
I'd be like, all these things. I didn't know anything about him until this season started.
No, and then that's the thing. Everybody sees him at Indiana with this powerhouse team. You guys see my beautiful wife walking by?
Hi. Oh, she can't hear me.
Yeah, she can't hear you. But like I said, man, Fernando Mendoza, everybody's enamored what he did this season. I'd be like, we need to see a body of work. We need to see really what this guy can do.
It's a big look.
So at the end of the day, until all that happens, man, I mean, like, I don't want to hear about what he did this season. I don't want to hear about what he did this college playoff system. Because guess what? That's just part of the equation. You can't just outbalance that with the whole rest of his last 3 years of what he didn't do at Cal. Did he do this at Cal? Did he make them a championship team? Why did Cignetti make him a champion? What was it that made him successful in Indiana? Can we reproduce that in Las Vegas? Those are all questions that come to mind when I think about Fernando Mendoza.
Again, it's not how much money we have. It's whether people even want to come here. That's the problem.
I love it. You're talking about who's going to block for him. Who's going to catch the football? We still got to get a number 1 and a number 2 receiver. I'll be like, yeah, if you're talking about $100 million in cap space, and if we do go out and get a number 1 receiver, that's $30 million plus a year, right? If we're talking about getting offensive linemen, if we're talking about getting Tyler Lindenbaugh, that's $20 million. I'd be like, yeah, all these numbers, I don't know how many people are going to fill this roster. And how many free agents do we have this year, Jeff?
21, I think.
21 free agents. We have $100 million, but we have 21 free agents to fill that with too.
Yeah, but there's a lot of those we're not going to bring back.
No, I'm just saying, but those are roster spots. Those are 21 roster spots we have to fill with that money. So I'll be like, I don't know.
We're going to be going on the cheap again too, which is why the extra draft picks would help too, especially early on. But
absolutely.
The roster and O-line won't be the same, you say? The roster won't be the same. The O-line, I look at it this way. So if you look at what's on this roster right now, so Colton Miller, left tackle, he'll be here. JPJ, depending on where he plays, he'll still be here. Caleb Rogers will be here. Grant will be here. DJ Glaze will be here, but at what capacity, we don't know. So if you take Glaze out of the equation, that's 4 guys. JPJ starting, Miller's starting. I think Caleb Rogers is definitely a start at the beginning of the season next year. I can't imagine him being relegated to a backup to start the season. I think you give Grant now another offseason with a whole new coaching staff, new offensive line coach. I think there's your 4 new starters. Now all you need to do is either find a center or another guard, which means JPJ is either playing center or guard. Preferably, I'd rather have him at guard because I think he's better used at guard. And I would put him on the left side. Strengthen your left side. You put you got Miller at left tackle, JPJ at left guard. That you can lock that side down, and you just run Genty off of that constantly, and then occasionally off the weak side. Break it up. Glaze regressed, but I blame that on the coaching. The whole offensive line regressed. Colt Miller was injured a good chunk of the year. we still need depth at offensive line. We need depth. We're going to need at least one or two guys to come in and push these guys to take their starting jobs from them. You know, that's a definite. But again, it's who we're looking at. You know, I know Devin Neal from the Giants is one that I was intrigued with. You know, but what's going to happen there now? Now that Harbaugh's there, now they got a coach there that these guys are probably going to want to go and play for. You know, and they're a young team on talent-wise, like skill position and everything. They got a good defense, young defense, and as good as they were down the tail end of the season, Thibodeau still wasn't playing for them either. He was out injured. So you take that into equation, you throw him into that, and they have a high first-round draft pick, early first-round draft pick. Probably go defense again, or if not, they go wide receiver or something. You know, you got Malik Neighbors over there. You got second-year quarterback coming back with Dart. You got Scatterbo. You got Tracy. I mean, they're right. They're players would want to go and play for them. Why wouldn't they? They're going to do some damage in the NFC East because I think the Eagles are on their way down. The Cowboys are going to do cowboy things. Redskins, who knows what's going to happen with them now? You know, Kubiak's Kingsbury's gone now, so who's going to take over as OC there? You know?
Lots of questions, right?
Now. We are not in a good spot.
And I'm going to tell you right now, Jeff, he's correct. Big Luck, you're right. The roster will be different. The O-line will be different. But then guess what? We're still going to have one problem. We still got to gel together. There still has to be continuity being built. There still has to, if you're bringing in new guys, right? You're bringing in new coaches. You're bringing in a new scheme. You're bringing in all these new things. There has to be time and continuity. And I'll be like, at the end of the day, I'll be like, there is not very much patience in Raider Nation for that to happen.
No.
So it'll be like, honestly, what can we expect, Jeff? Are you going to expect this team to come in and all of a sudden, hey, man, we signed 2 offensive linemen and everything gets fixed? And a head coach and, we all of a sudden, we draft a couple players and this defense all of a sudden becomes shutout defense. I mean, like we have linebackers all over the field. We have corners all over the field. We have an opposite side defensive end of Max Crosby because, we drafted him too. And a D tackle. I mean, like that's kind of a big wish list right here.
And Chewy, I get what you're saying, but in all honesty, remove the first 2 words out of that, QB and the word and. Head coach is the main priority. Head coach, not QB right now. Head coach first, then your free agency, and then your QB. Especially if you're going to draft one. Head coach is number 1, man. Why? And the other thing too is I'm hearing, well, we're going to bring a guy in that's a coach that's good for Mendoza. You don't hire a coach based on a player, especially one that you don't even have yet.
Well, that's the thing, right? They say, you got to hire a coach based on a player.
Coach for Max Crosby. That makes no sense. You need a head coach that's good for the team and the progress that you want to do going forward and the culture and everything that you want to do, not for a specific player because he's good for the Mendoza. That blows my mind when I hear that.
Well,
I'm not saying he said that. I've heard that elsewhere too. We're going to bring in a coach that's good for Mendoza. No, you don't hire the coach based on who's going to be a potential quarterback.
And here's the thing, right?
It doesn't want Mendoza.
and here's the thing.
Everybody's like, well, we'll get Mendoza. What if he doesn't want him? What if he wants to bring, offer a trade to bring someone else in? You have no idea. So now you're forcing the head coach and an offensive coordinator that's going to have to come up with a game plan that suits him best instead of what suits the team and the talent that you have. You got to remember the talent we have on this roster right now, and that's what people forget. We've got very little talent, if any, in skill positions on the offensive side. We need so much, it isn't even funny, but everybody's just so focused on that one player. And that's what drives me nuts.
Can I ask you this, Jeff?
Let
me ask you this.
Right now with this organization. Hang on, we're at a crossroads with this organization. we've got two things, and I said this last week. There are a few things that have never happened to this organization before. We need a head coach, and we have the number one overall pick in the draft. Okay, and we've got $100 million in salary cap. We've never had all those combinations at the same exact time. This is a potential to set us up going forward for the future and set this team up right if it's done right. Meaning, we bring in the coach that we know is going to help propel this team if we give him the right pieces to the puzzle. And with that, I mean, don't just rely on picking that one player just because he's the best quarterback in this draft. Talent-wise, I don't even think he's the number one overall, period, in this draft. There's at least 3 players I can name right now that I think are definitely bona fide number one picks and not him. But he's number one for us because we need a quarterback.
Let me ask you this, Jeff. And this is where my question comes. Because we're talking like people are saying he's a franchise QB.
Yeah.
If he came out the same draft that Jaden Daniels, Drake May, and who was the number one pick that year?
What Jaden Daniels was?
No, he was the number 2 pick by the Commanders.
Oh, it was Caleb Williams.
And Caleb Williams came out. Would he be the number 1 draft pick?
It was those two. They were the first two.
No, but I'd be like, with Fernando Mendoza.
Oh, hell
he
no.
came out that same year, and we're talking franchise guys.
You're also talking a couple of years ago and everything. I don't necessarily agree when people start going back saying, well, would you be the number 1 in this draft or that draft? I mean, hadn't even had a full year of starting college, to be honest. You know what I mean?
No, but even with this season that he had this year, the reason I say that is because right now, honestly, I feel like we're really enamored with this guy because this draft is such a quarterback depleted draft.
And it's a quarterback driven league.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
I know I'm missing a bunch of chats, but I'm like almost 15 minutes behind on the chat. So I skip a lot of these. I am so sorry, guys. If I missed your chats, your messages, folks, I apologize. I try my best to get to everybody, but when I got to stop and talk, and it's just usually if the third guy's here, we get another guy in here talking, so it kind of gives me a chance to zip through the chat a little bit faster. Why are you scared draft Fernando in number 1?
No, nobody's saying that we're scared to draft Fernando number 1.
Yeah, but see, this is the other thing though. If it doesn't work out, then now we're gonna have people saying, "See, we shouldn't have done that," and I'm gonna be one of them. I'm like, this is why I didn't want to take a quarterback with number 1. It's not that I'm scared. I'm not scared. I just know in my mind and my thought process when I look at this team and how bad we've been, one guy is not going to fix the problem. I'm sorry. And if I'm wrong, I'll be the first to admit it. All right, everybody else in the world was right, and I'm the lone one that was wrong. I will eat crow, and I will stick up for what I say till the day I die. That's why I didn't want to do it. And I will admit it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But right now, that's just my personal feeling. I just don't think that's the right move. You know?
And for me, I'm going to tell you like this. I'm not scared of drafting Fernando Mendoza. What I'm saying is that if we draft Fernando Mendoza, we have to have the right situation for him to have success. I'd be like, it's not like we're sitting here saying, oh, we don't want Fernando Mendoza. If Fernando Mendoza can come in here and make a great change and start getting W's, we're more than happy to have him on this team. But the problem is we look at it and we say that he's just part of the solution. He isn't the solution. He's a part of it. Can we agree with that, Jeff?
Yeah.
Will question. If we don't draft Mendoza, who do we get at the QB? Certainly not it. Again, so if we don't draft Mendoza, it doesn't mean that in later rounds you can't draft a Trinidad Chambliss. You can't draft another guy that the coach that the coach likes. What we're saying is, again, hey, in all depends on what he has around him to be successful. We want Mendoza to come in here and be successful. We see that this team needs more pieces around him in order for that to happen. And if he comes in here and starts as the number one draft pick, we see him having no success because the team isn't ready for him. It's just that plain and simple. In some positions, we don't have a number two. You could argue that we are better off at compared to other positions. We don't have a number one at certain positions, Jeff. Yeah.
But he's still not wrong. He's not wrong.
Yeah, we don't have a number one. Hey, Coach, you're right.
Yeah,
we don't have a number one, a number two.
We have no depth. We had no depth during the season because our depth was on the field already, whether it be for injury or the jumbling around bullshit we were doing with the offensive line and everything else, and flip-flopping wide receivers in and out. This guy scratched this week. Oh, this guy's going to start at left guard this week, and next thing you know, day before the game, boom, he scratched. Everybody got excited. Caleb Rogers was going to start one week, and then comes the weekend, it's like, no, healthy scratch. I'm like, what the fuck? What?
Hey, when they started telling me Trey Tucker, and people were trying to sell me Trey Tucker as a number one option.
Oh, they still do. Some people still do. That's crazy. It's crazy.
Dude, guys, develop. Okay. McDermott is a best coach.
Oh, sorry, I skipped right over that one that you were just reading. I know Arnie's been asking a million questions, Arnie. There's no way I'm getting to all your questions tonight, brother. I am so sorry.
He has a lot of good ones too, man. I like Arnie's questions. He's so smart.
He's already pumped through like 10 questions. I tried getting to the ones earlier, but see what happens. What's up, Alex? As soon as I start saying what I say, everybody's like, ah, and the chat just takes off. We haven't even talked about anything that's going on this weekend. So, Will, I'm going to let you have this opportunity. So maybe the chat will calm down for a little bit so I can get through it. There's something big going on this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
Yeah, man. All right, guys. Hey, so give me 1 second here. I'm going to pull up all the information here. Tom Flores is having a thing at Tom's watch parties all over the place. I'll be like, you're going to have these all over the country, guys. If you guys have a Tom's, make sure that you get in contact. I know that there are some Black Hole chapters as well doing it at their local locations. Guys, this is a great opportunity to meet Tom Flores. He's having a really tough time right now, if you guys don't know. And if you guys don't know who Tom Flores is, he is the first Latino quarterback for the Raiders. He's also the first Latino coach and a Super Bowl winning coach for the Raiders. And if you guys happen to go to all these events, hey, I know that Mike Haynes will be in Denver. We got here in Sacramento, we're going to have Markham Barnwell, Mario Celote, Mervin Fernandez. You'll see super fans at all these events. They're going to have them in Las Vegas. They're going to have them everywhere. So, guys, make sure that you guys take the opportunity to go to Tom's or hook up with your local booster club that's having this watch party, because it's going to be one that you don't want to miss, man. It's going to be a legendary watch party. And it's free. Free, Jeff. I'll be like, how many times do you hear that word, especially nowadays? Oh, that event already went down.
Yep. I gotta get rid of
so,
that.
Hey, stream is going to start at 1 p.m. Doors open at 11.
This is going to be at 1 o'clock. It's going to be a live virtual stream on YouTube. So you're going to have people checking in from all these different locations across the country with tributes to Tom Flores. So keep an eye out on X, Twitter, YouTube. As soon as we get a link, we'll make sure it's posted. I'll post it. We'll have it posted up, and we'll be sharing it around. So if you guys want to check it out, look for it for sure. Let me get rid of that. So that's this Saturday. So don't miss it.
Yeah, man, it's freaking crazy. When I saw that event go up, and I was like, free. I was like, man, that's insane. Especially at all the Tom's locations that they're trying to have players there. They're trying to have people signing stuff. So make sure that you guys get out there, take your stuff, man, especially with your local booster clubs out there.
Anytime you had the number one pick in the draft, I think you should also be a new coach.
Yeah. We need to stop putting Mendoza.
Yeah, because he's talking about what you said earlier. If he was in the draft with them, and I agree with that. Sometimes that's tough to compare. I mean, again, that was 2 years ago. Nah.
But and that's why we said I'm like it's a quarterback to play the draft.
If you want to compare him against guys that would have come out this year but elected to go back, you know what I mean? Then that could be a little bit different. The guys that are going to play another year of college but didn't come out in this draft, because that's level playing field at that point, because they both played in the same, the same time frame basically. Like what's his name? Moore from Oregon. He's going back. If he came out, where would that put him in the ranking? I know.
I get what you're saying. I guess the way I was saying is this, Jeff.
Mendoza,
But the way I say it like this, I'm like, do you look at it? Because if you look at him as a franchise guy, in any draft, he should be considered something solid, right? I mean, like a first rounder, at least.
That'd be the best player on the team if we're using the number one pick on him.
Yep. Hey, nobody's saying we should pick somebody else number one. We're saying, hey, you have to draft them. You draft them.
I got the answer on this question Ani just posted. I got the best positive answer on this one. Because if we draft him, that means his parents will be all the games, and that means his hot, sexy aunt will be at the games.
Oh my gosh, bro! Hey,
so I'll get to see her every home game, because the camera will be like, oh, there's mom and dad. Oh, and there's the hot aunt.
Hey, good. If you guys see Jeff on the back of a milk carton, you know what happened. Don got him. Hey, but I'm going to say this, Arnie. The thing is, with me, I will say this. If it doesn't might not be a first round. Hey, in 1983, you might be right. But I'm going to say like this. I have questions on Mendoza just because of the system that he was in. It was a one read system. I really never saw him make more than one read. And in that game versus Miami, I saw college corners baiting this guy into that throw where he made those reads and he made some throws that he probably shouldn't have made. Did he win the game? Yes. But did he make some throws that were questionable? Absolutely. So my question comes to, how well does he read the field? And that's where I question that. I can say, hey, I haven't seen this guy go through his second, third, fourth progression.
That's why I don't see the whole he's pro-ready thing that everybody keeps saying. I don't know.
Our RPO is it's sometimes up to two reads, Jeff. You read the defensive end.
Because walking this way.
Yeah. If you're wrong.
I don't know. It's my opinion. That's just the way I feel. Some people don't like it. It's like the political stance nowadays. It's like I have my opinion, you have yours type of thing. And if you don't agree with me, then just agree to disagree and move on. But some people, man, they take it to an extreme. It's like, oh, okay.
Well, and I think again, is it because we're starving?
One overall pick. I'm sorry if that's the way I look at it.
So Jeff, let me ask you this: is it because we're starving for a quarterback?
Gino, that's the other thing. People keep putting words in my mouth. I've never mentioned Gino's name in all of this. I don't want him here anymore, and I never said to let AOC stop. That's up to the GM to figure out what he's going to do, and the coach. If that's not the move we make with Mendoza, then it's up to them, and we got to deal with it.
It's funny because I look at this.
I have to deal with the fact that if we draft Mendoza number one, I got to sit here and take it. I'm not. What am I going to do? Not be a fan? I didn't like the move last year with Genti, and it wasn't because of Genti and his talent. It's because the offensive line was going to be shit. And I called it early on, and I was right all throughout the entire season that the offensive line was the problem. Little did I know it was the coach, not so much the players, but.
So I'll say this. Nobody said that we should keep Gito. Nobody. Why is it that we only got to draft Mendoza? It's like literally everybody just says, oh, it has to be Mendoza. Okay, tell me another player that we're going to draft in this draft to address another issue. Because, I mean, like, if you're really telling me that Fernando Mendoza is the only solution at quarterback for this team, I'm like, that's a 1 in a million shot, Jeff. We could slice this thing several different ways. It depends on what the coordinator's looking for. I'd be like, if Kubiak doesn't like him, then we go with somebody else. But it's all whoever the coach and the GM want. And if it's not Mendoza, we got to be with that.
And I got to disagree with Rick.
It's that defense. It's that defense. Have people not watch that? Have people not watch? This is the thing. Okay, I have to watch these games, right? Because I live in Colorado. So I'm always watching football, and you got to watch for freaking donkeys because it's right around the Raider game usually. Bro, this defense is for real. Bo Nix was an added bonus for the Broncos. He's the guy that brought them over. If we had a defense like that, then drafting Fernando Mendoza makes absolute sense because we had the number one defense in the league. That's what Denver is. Then you can say, yeah, you have a strong team. But tell me, Jeff, did we have the number one defense in the league? No. Were we even top 28 or 25? No.
Oh, we finished, but I doubt it.
So then, I mean, like, come on, man. I mean, like, that's what makes the difference. You see, nobody's saying that Mendoza's a Superman or anything like that.
That's the thing. They are basically saying, like, he's the hero.
Exactly. I agree with you, Jeff. We're making Mendoza as like the savior of the Raiders.
Chat tonight that he's the guy. He's going to come in and cook. He's going to be the chef. He's going to light shit up. And don't say no, because I'll scroll back through and find them all, because it's been said multiple times tonight that he's the man. He's the man. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. He's going to light the world on fire. He's going to save the world. Did you see him pick up that school bus and move it off those kids? That's basically what they're saying. So,
and I'd be like, if he is,
yeah, they are saying that basically. He's the savior. Like, the guy is here.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, we can't make this guy out to be that. Which QB in this draft is better than Mendoza? Arnie, there is no other QB better than Mendoza. No. But what we're saying is that the reason is because this is a quarterback depleted draft. I mean, like, if you're looking at other things, I'm like, Trinidad Chamberlain ain't no scrub either.
That's we just have I like over him. I would take Chambliss over him. Not at number one. Before anybody crucifies me, not at number one. That would be if we trade back from number one. Say we trade with the Jets and we move back and we get their 2 first-rounders this year, a first rounder next year. I would take a fly on Chambliss in like the second. You know, if he's still
second, third round. Yeah.
I would take a shot at him because you know what? You could have something there. I think he's more talented than Mendoza. I'm sorry. I
think that kid's a hidden gem. I think so too. We got free agency and 9 other picks. I'm sure we can add talent to the team. I'm sure we can, but you better hit on those draft picks.
We can't do what you did last year where we drafted and then we got guys that just couldn't amount to shit. The only one, all right, Genty, yes, worked out, obviously, because he's just a talented kid. Porter, I think, is going to be fine. I'm not worried about him. Betch didn't get enough play time. Not really all on him. But when he was out there, he caught pretty much anything that came anywhere within his arm's reach. The kid was good. Do I think he's number one material? No. Thornton, I don't think he had enough experience coming out of college, to be honest with you. He had 25 catches his senior year in college. You know, he had just about the same amount of catches this year in the pros. You know, we need more earlier round picks is what we need to do. We need more guys that we know, like your first, second, third rounders, and sometimes your fourths, especially early fourth rounders, should all be starters, or at least making the roster and be contributing in some factor. Not riding the bench most of the season like you had with Porter. He didn't really get a lot of chances early in the season until later on. Rodgers and Grant. I thought for sure Caleb Rodgers was going to be starting by the bye week. Man, I was way off on that one.
Agree. You know what? This comment right here makes the most complete sense. We cannot start him right away. I would love for him to hold the clipboard. This right here, I can agree with. If you draft Fernando Mendoza, number 1, you don't put him in there. You don't put him to the fire. You say, hey, man, you know what? We're going to let you sit on the bench. We're going to have another guy come in here, get beat up, and show you the ropes. Jeff, I think that's a great move if we are looking at drafting Fernando Mendoza and a lot of the issues are not addressed. I mean, like,
I agree with Coach. We should be a heavy running game first. We have to.
Yeah.
We have to. It's the only way you're going to keep pressure off of him if he's the guy. It's the only way you're going to keep pressure off of him. Because
that's why I like Kubiak.
There and keep flinging the ball. Defenses are just – you're going to look at just in our own division alone between the Chargers, the Broncos, and the Chiefs. You're talking about three really good defenses. Again, our toughest division in the NFL outside of probably the NFC West right now.
The Chargers just got better. Mike McDaniels becoming their offensive coordinator is a big boost in the arm. I'll be like, the Chargers just got better. We got to compete. We got to control the clock. We got to run the football, play good defense.
Hey, what's up, Bueno? I didn't even see it drop in here. I'm sorry, brother. Yeah, hell no. Pickens intrigues me, but he just comes with baggage. I think overall,
$30 million.
Yeah, I think in my opinion, I think he's the top free agent wide receiver out there. But if you want to bring in a guy that could help groom these other kids, Evans from Tampa wouldn't be a bad move. I know he's older, but he's a lot more stable.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Pierce from Indy. There's one other I thought I heard too. There's another name. I don't have the list in front of me. I don't feel like looking it up right now.
I don't either, because but I'll tell you like this.
Oh, I hope
$30 million. Jeff's about to get. Oh, you really want to see my boy on the back of a milk carton? Jeff, you're that pro, right? Oh, man. But let me ask you this, Jeff. Why is it that right now you feel like that this coaching search has been different? What in your opinion has been so much different for you from your point of view?
For what? I'm sorry, I missed.
Or this coaching search? You talked to me earlier about this coaching search and how it's different. What have you noticed in this coaching search that you've seen that's different, that really stands out to you?
Compared to past years that we've been looking for a coach, we've got a lot of experience with that, but just not good decisions. No, it seems like they're not jumping the gun, like I said earlier. They're taking their time. They're doing, they're bringing. How often have you seen in the past where we've brought guys back for second interviews?
I remember that.
Multiple phone calls. They go down to Miami for the national championship game. They meet with Mike McDaniel down there. They're doing their due diligence. They're not just like, oh, we want this guy and this guy only. They're looking around with what fits best with their vision going forward with this organization. Not necessarily a guy that they can bring in that they know can coach a certain player or run a certain scheme. No, it's what's best for the organization going forward. What's going to put us in the right direction? What type of coach is going to come here that's going to be able to draw players, which we thought was going to happen with Pete Carroll because of the respect he had in the NFL, that players would want to come here. Yeah, players came here, but they were all, basically geriatric for the most part, or they just sucked, like Kappa, Forsythe. It's you need someone that's going to be able to attract players, that's going to be not just attract players to fill roster spots, but attract players that are going to contribute and do something for this team going forward. And that's one thing that I felt that we didn't do last year. We didn't bring in enough players that helped us progress. We regressed. We won one game less than the year before, and that was with a rookie head coach. He put up 4 wins versus Pete Carroll, who's a seasoned veteran head coach, Super Bowl winner, National College Championship winner, and he gets 1 win less. He finishes the season with 3 wins. The guy the year before, first-time head coach ever, gets 4 wins.
No, I get what you're saying.
They're doing their homework, and that's why I've been saying you have to have patience with this. And yeah, it may feel like coaches are falling by the wayside. Options are starting to thin out. Joe Brady's off the list now, so you can forget him. Daboll's off the list. But when they're signed on as an OC, they're technically not off the list yet. Because you can still talk to them and still possibly pull them away from where they're going to be. It's happened before.
Yep.
You've seen
it happened to us.
Himself. Yeah, it happened to us. Bill Belichick did it himself.
Mm-hmm.
Went and he was going to be the Jets head coach and then resigned on a napkin, walked out and went to New England. So even a head coach, whether he's on that team, whether he's with that team or not, he could turn around and say, you know what? Nah, I'm taking the job in Vegas. Or it can happen to us. We go ahead and hire someone, and before the final decision is made, he's like, "Nah, I'm not taking that job. I'm going to stay where I'm at instead."
And you're right, and that's where people got to look at that and say, "Man, I'd be like, it's interesting because it's almost like you said. We want to put the cart before the horse, right? Because everybody wants Mendoza." What? I'm going to say something controversial as shit and giggles.
Well, I guess I'm guilty.
If you don't want to draft Mendoza, then you're down with Isoma. Fuck you. Hey.
It's the Seahawks. Seahawks. I live in New England. Patriots.
Seahawks. What?
Why? In this draft.
There's no number 1 QB that you draft that you say there's a franchise guy. He will put this winning play 90%. What? Who?
He's got to be talking about Fernando.
Let's be. Hey, Jeff. How many times did you see Fernando Mendoza audible? How many times did you see him audible?
I don't know.
He doesn't audible very much. They run RPO.
Here we go.
It's a read-based system.
Everybody's going to start saying it now because I said that earlier about the superhero thing.
Yeah. Hey, yo, so it got denied. Now Chambers needs a 6th year to prove himself. Hey, how many years was it Fernando Mendoza in college?
I think it shows 4.
Because isn't he in the same boat as Chambers where he's been? I think he was like a super senior.
He wasn't part of the 2020 COVID season, so he doesn't get any extra time.
Huh. Because I know that if you redshirt, you get that 5th year senior option.
All right, and what are you going to do if he outplays Mendoza and becomes the starter permanently? That's what I'm saying. You don't know what we're going to get. You don't know what these. Who would have thought Brock Purdy, perfect example, would have turned into what he turned into? Tom Brady, by the luck of the draw, he gets picked where he gets picked, and Bledsoe gets hurt. Brady enters, and the rest is history for them for 20 years of their bullshit. Now they're fucking 5 years bad, and now they're Super Bowl bound.
Chambers could be a grown ass man playing with college kids. Let him go back. Hey man, there's pro basketball players playing in college.
This one kills me.
How does this guy know that he's going to be a good practice squad guy? So Chambers is the hidden gem, but Shador is trash, right? You Raiders fans.
I never said Shador was trash, first of all, so I never said that.
I guess Shador should have been a first round draft pick. Is that what is this guy saying? I'd be like,
teams passed on him for 5 rounds or 4 rounds, so.
I mean, like, what? Oh, let me guess. They're going to say, oh, Shador's going to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Shador's going to the Pro Bowl. I'm like, okay, that's a popularity contest, bro.
It's so bad.
I want to see that he's all pro. Jeez, man, people are crazy. This is why. I agree, Rick. I think Kubiak is a great coordinator with the run game. I love that he goes that West Coast offense.
They were pretty balanced this weekend, too. Though.
Yeah, and it's a great balance to have with the rookie quarterback. If that's the way you want to go.
We cannot compete with a top-notch quarterback, and I am fine with he sits 4 to 8 games. He needs to sit the whole year.
Yeah, if he sits the whole year, I'm good with that, too.
What's up, Manuel? What's going on, my guy? What's up, Fu Chris? What's up, my guy?
I'm about to play.
Mendoza's best QB we got. He starts. I believe Mendoza was better QB than Kyle was coming out, and he started. We also had talent.
Mendoza Carr was a second round draft pick for a reason, bro.
I don't see that either with the receivers from there either. The only one is what the hell's the kid's name? Surratt.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Surratt. I like him better out of that. If you're gonna take any receiver from that team, it'd be him. Because Omar Cooper reminds me of too close in the name to Amari Cooper. That's the first thing I saw of when I first saw the kid's name.
You're like, no.
I'm like, I saw Omar Cooper out there, and I'm like, no. I'm like, fuck, man, it reminds me of Omari. No.
You know what, though, Jeff? You said something on one of our past shows. Hey, Amari was smart, man. He saw the writing on the wall. He lasted there a week, and he said, nah, I'd rather retire.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 days before, just before the team got on the plane to fly to New England.
Yeah.
Like, I'm out, guys. Have a safe trip. See ya. I'm going home.
Doing this.
Yeah, I'm out.
This is going to be a shit show.
He was the smartest player on that team with the shortest tenure.
Yeah.
He walked in the door like a revolving door. Walked in, saw the shit show. Nah. Bye.
Having to walk right back out.
I feel like Spytech and Brady have to talk to Kubiak's agent, let him know. I mean, we can come to supposedly we can come to an agreement that we're going to hire him. We're like one of the only teams that can now.
Yep.
So what's the deal with us having a hidden coach interview? I don't know. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Hey, you ain't lying. We tried to bring Cooper. He said deuces. Yep.
Yeah, we're here, Sue. How you doing, Sue? Welcome in. Cosby's a bust. Those is 22. Yeah, see, so he's only 4 years, 3 years.
Okay.
Did you see that there was a bullshit thing put out just the other day about the whole Mark Cuban offering him like $36 million to stay in Indiana for 1 more year? Like, if that was only true.
If that was true, do you really think Fernando Mendoza would have came out?
No. I just saw that. I'm like, yeah, that's bullshit.
Bro, I would have literally been like, okay, man, he's going to make more money on his $36 million in 1 year than he does almost his whole rookie.
Yeah.
His whole rookie year contract.
Still is going to make people regret not taking him.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think he's that good. You Render fans trash the hell out of your door. Now you're complaining about Mendoza. Quit crying and get your damn quarterback. You Raider fans trash the hell out of your
Door.
I'm not complaining about Mendoza. I'm just.
What door are we trashing?
All right. I guess I need to set the record straight again because I've said this I don't know how many damn times. It's not that I have a problem with Mendoza. I just don't agree with him as the number one overall pick. I just don't. Now, again, and I've said this too, if we do address the offensive line in free agency, because there's no guarantee we can, but if we do, and we get the right guys in here that we know can protect and help this offensive line going forward, then by all means, go get the fucking kid. Okay? I will be all on board with it. But if we can't address an offensive line in free agency and bring in at least one or two veterans that we know are going to be able to help and not guys like Kappa and Forsythe that I know are going to be able to do the job and do the job well enough to support this kid, again, part of his supporting cast, because the supporting cast is garbage right now on this team, then I'm all for it. Get the right guys in there in front of him. Protect him. It'll help the running game. Help the running game, you help your quarterback. No matter who's back there playing, whether it's Joe Schmo from down the street who walked in, had a tryout, and they loved him, or if it's Mendoza, or if it's Will decides to fly to Vegas and try out for quarterback, and they're like, Will, you're the man. You're going to start for us because
we've got the Super Bowl
that's going to make you look like a superstar. Okay?
Hey.
I'm fine with the kid. I'm not questioning his ability to play the game. I just don't think he's the right fit, and I don't think he's a number one overall based on talent. Meaning, there's guys in this draft that are more talented in different positions than a quarterback, being, unfortunately, Mendoza, because he's the highest-ranked quarterback in this draft. And that's one of our glaring needs as a quarterback. I get it. So I'm not shitting on Mendoza and not saying that he can't play the game. I just don't think he's the right fit for us at this time. That's
Damn.
all.
Clip that.
Oh, trash the hell out. All right, that's what he said. You Raider fans trash the hell out of Sanders. Now you're complaining about Mendoza. Quit trying to get your damn quarterback.
No,
and I said the same thing last year about Shador. I was never on board with him from the get-go. I
was never on board.
I thought the hype was too much because of the name. I didn't think he was that good. And I'm sorry. I in that case, I don't think it was that. I think his talent wasn't that good. I don't think his talent was that great at all.
I think Travis Hunter covered up a lot of his flaws, and having a team like that built around him at every stop in college made Shador Sanders that much, or his draft stock that much more weaker as a quarterback.
How much did Travis Hunter help him too, though?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, that's why I'm like, he covered up a lot of his mistakes. He covered up. I'd be like, if I watch CU football, bro, like, hey, look at the shirt, Jeff. It says CU. Run, run, run. Bro, we watch the games. I'm telling you right now, I'm like, Shador benefited from having a big team around him. No, Sarad did not look good.
Yeah, he made the Pro Bowl. What can you say? Shut your mouth and quit being. I'm not being a fucking hater, dude.
I said it. He made the Pro Bowl. He made the Pro Bowl. Hey, the Pro Bowl is a popularity contest. Stop acting like the Pro Bowl is like the All-Pro team.
Super Bowl. He made it. Shit, man. Look at Gardner Minshew made the Pro Bowl a couple, a year, 2 years ago or whatever. But he made it as an alternate, and he was like the sixth option as an alternate. So,
yeah.
And he'll forever be known as a Pro Bowler in that year because, you know, two other guys were playing one was playing in the Super Bowl. This guy was hurt during the season. So by default, he makes the Pro Bowl. You know, it's a watered down version. Thank God they still don't play the actual football game because talk about watered down version. I mean, you go to the Pro Bowl to watch these guys play. You're expecting all the real superstars. And then you go, oh, Gardner Minshew starting for the AFC. What? You know?
Bro, it's like the NBA All-Star team now. It's all just a freaking popularity contest. I'm like, it's not. Hey,
yeah, it is.
When he's being picked by his peers.
That's why the All-Pro means more.
Yep.
All pro
Because you're
means more
picked by
it's
your
voted
peers.
by their peers.
Yep.
Let's see. Jarrett Stidham, Aiden O'Connell, Jimmy Garoppolo, Brian Hoyer, Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell, Desmond Ritter. You listed O'Connell twice, but that's okay. Geno Smith, Kenny Pickett, and you guys wanted a defensive end and left tackle. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey, we're not saying that any of these guys were quality picks. What we're saying is that this team isn't ready for Fernando Mendoza.
Fucking coach, I wish I had pulled an Amari my senior year of high school on my football team. NFC South shall rise again. Oh. What, you mean the division where nobody could decide if they wanted to win it or not until one team lost and by default someone got in?
Hey, man, the Panthers, the only thing I remember about the Panthers is that home opener last year where they fucking came in here with the red rifle and spanked our ass.
Oh, that was horrible. Oh, I want us to do an all-black uniform. Pants.
Oh, that would be so dope. Black on black.
I only want one game. Imagine how much merchandise they'd sell like that, man. If you change the design up on the shirts, you know.
Bro,
mini helmets in black you would sell, or real authentic style helmet.
Bro, on black uniform for the Raiders, that it would sell like hotcakes. Laker Nation.
Football is number one priority over everything else. Social media star rap here. Then I'll believe he's going to make us regret not taking him. Until that happens, he'll be trash. Thank you, Coach.
Oh, thank you, Coach. I agree with that.
805 is sticking up for me here. Don't worry, Jeff. I can say I have a problem with Mendoza at number one. They can yell at me. They already yell at me anyway, so I don't really care.
And I mean, it gets funny because we're not saying again that Mendoza is not a good player. We're saying that he's just not the right fit for the Raiders at this time.
Yeah. He retired too. After he left here and went to New Orleans for 2 years. Who do you think is worth passing on Mendoza for? Trading the pick away, first of all.
If we were to pass up on Mendoza and we say, I will tell you like this, Bane. I would take Bane so that way we could match him up opposite side of Max Crosby. And you're going to have a 272-pound defensive end that can maul people. And he's actually, he almost reminds me more of a Khalil Mack. If you remember when Khalil Mack came out, he was built thicker than a Snicker. And I'd be like, he's kind of has the same body build. He has the same hands. And I'd be like, bro.
I never heard that.
I really see that.
Well, that's good.
Thicker than a Snicker. I just tell you, man.
Well, all I got from what Jeff said is he hates Mendoza. He's son of a bitch.
Man.
There are 0 generational players to trade down for this.
Whoa. Bane could be that guy. Grown man.
I think they're more generational than a quarterback. I'm sorry. And the funny thing is, I remember everybody last year saying, if we don't get a quarterback, 2026 is going to be a great year for quarterbacks. That's the year. Now they're already saying 2027 is going to be even better. I'm never on that kick. Wait until the next year type of thing. Like, oh, they're going to be better next year. Let's, and that's the other thing you hear. Oh, 2027 is going to be so much better at quarterback. Yeah, you know why? Because of one person and his last goddamn name. That's the only reason. Then you're going to have guys come out like Moore next year. If Chambliss stays, he's going to get another year under his belt.
No, he's not staying. They already denied it.
Well, they denied it, but he's appealing it.
Dude, he's not going to get it. He's going.
Raiders have no talent, but I hear your mom's got a lot
Facts.
of it.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Facts.
That's a weak argument. Every great quarterback has help from a great receiver in some capacity. Stop. Yeah. And what great receiver do we have on our team?
Exactly. I don't see anybody.
Not Brock Powers, who's a tight end, not a wide receiver.
Michael, that's a great freaking argument against yourself. Who do the Raiders have? No one.
Tim Brown ain't gonna miraculously show up and be
Hey,
useful
Trey
again.
Tucker. Trey Tucker's a number one. Don't you talk about Trey Tucker like that, Jeff.
The speedy midget that couldn't out jump anybody because he's so small.
5'8",
And then you got
165.
Vaughn, who's tall as can be, as tall as a fucking beanstalk, but he doesn't have the strength to out muscle anybody for a ball that's a fucking jump ball. Good luck. It's got a little fucking toothpick arms.
There you go, Sanders.
Wrist, they're like the size of my two fingers. What the fuck, man? Guys, you seen his calves? Holy shit.
Yeah, right here. Hey, Sanders was selected to.
Likes that guy.
Hey, let him know why Sanders was selected to the Pro Bowl, Jeff. Let him know. I mean, like, Laker Nation, do your fact checking. This is why, because somebody else turned it down.
Because of Myles Garrett turned it down? Yeah, but I thought Drake May not going in, though, too, because he's playing in the Super Bowl, so that opened up another quarterback slump right there. Yeah, it's so stupid.
The Pro Bowl is flag football 100%. The right is far from the exception, like Jerry Rice.
Yeah, there it is. He reverted it again. Sanders was selected in Pro Bowl because Myles Garrett turned it down. Derek Carr made the Pro Bowl as an alternate, but I don't hear anybody trashing him. What's the difference? Just I never trashed him. I never even. What's your point? I don't get it. Derek Carr made the Pro Bowl as an alternate, but I don't hear anybody trashing him.
Derek Carr also had some playoff wins there, bud. And he had winning seasons.
When did he go in as an alternate?
Oh, man.
Was he an alternate his after he had already left us, but he was still picked in the Pro Bowl?
I don't know. I think it was the year before that. Because he was still a Raider.
Well,
I think it's the year
he participated in that Pro Bowl as a Raider because he was still technically on our roster.
Yeah, I think it was the year we got Devontae. Because I think he went that year with Devontae Adams, right?
I don't remember now. I'd have to look it up. I honestly don't remember. I do know that when he was in the Pro Bowl, after we already knew we weren't bringing him back, he lit it the fuck up in the skills. Sort of like, because that was the one in Vegas. That was the Pro Bowl in Vegas. It was kind of like a, haha, fuck you.
No, yeah. You're right.
What's up, Lucky? Was it that one?
No, he went to the Pro Bowl 4 times, bro. He went 2005, 2015 through 2017, and then 2022. So he has 4 times. He's a 4-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah. And I'm still so. What's up, Robert Devine? He says Webb tomorrow. That could be. We'll see. Well, he's the only one right now that we could outright hire. Kubiak and LaFleur too. But we didn't. Did we even interview LaFleur? We did, right?
No, I haven't heard of anything. Like, I haven't heard of a second interview though. I think we did like virtual. Him and Shula. Who do you guys like? The Raiders starting QB. Oh my God.
I mean, in all honesty, I mean, look, if we go by, oh God, if you look at our roster right now at quarterback, because obviously we're not going to probably trade for a quarterback, so it's going to be somebody that's already on the roster now. And with that being said, you're looking at Geno, Pickett. Well, Pickett's a free agent. And ALC 12. Those are your 2 options right now. That's all we have. So unless we trade for somebody that's a backup that we think can come in and start, you got to go with either one of those 2 as of right now. And it's not like that's who I want. It's just being realistic. That's who's on our roster right now that's under contract for at least another year apiece. So it's not like I'm sitting there saying this is who it has to be. Realistically, that's who it's going to be right now until something else is done. So again, you have to look at everything as the roster sits right now as we're talking, because there's no guarantee the roster is going to change going forward. We have no freaking clue. You don't know what's going to change between now and then.
My first question would be, instead of who do you guys want the starting QB to be, is who do you guys want as head coach? Because that's who's really going to be the guy that's going to decide that. I'm like, whoever is the head coach is going to come in here and say, hey, this is the guy that you need. This is the guy I want to coach. So instead of being like, oh, who do we see as the QB of this team? We need to say, who do we see as the head coach of this team? Well, big luck. I agree.
Chewy, but you got to look at what's on the roster right now. If the season were to start right now, you'd have no choice. We have no idea. Unless you've got a crystal ball and you can foresee the future that this is what's going to happen comes then. Why is everybody so negative on everything tonight? Why is nobody just I don't get it.
Hey, so I'm going to ask Chewy this. How much better is Fernando Mendoza than Geno Smith? How much better is he? I'm like, is he going to come in here and all of a sudden, just because he's here, the whole culture is going to change?
You're not going to like the answer they're going to give. Well, that's a bad question.
No, I'd be like, hey, they're going to say, oh, yeah, he's far superior because he had this guy played in the NFL. This guy, yeah, he's had a Pro Bowl. He's had all these things that we keep talking about. But at the same time, I'm like, we got to be real with it. We don't have the coaching.
I'm going to show you why you're not going to like the answer. You ready for this? So Big Luck says Bain is better than Mac was in college. Okay, That's a legit take. All right, I respect his take. Trading the pick would be incredibly stupid. Bain has short arms, and the tackles from Old Miss worked him. All right, there's another take. Here's my favorite.
Hey,
sorry,
wait. Hey, so you're going to tell me that Bain is mid as fuck, but then I'm going to ask you this. What did Fernando Mendoza do in the championship game? 187 yards passing?
Upgraded date beta.
187 yards. Tell me that he had this game where he took over the game and made you say he's the number one pick. Miami's defense kept that game close. And Bain's part of the reason.
Another one. Bain will get punked in the NFL. Exactly. Don't wait for next year for a QB. Let's see. Do it this year, Mendoza. Albert Sports tweeted Davis Webb left Vegas, is flying now to Denver, and he's going to Baltimore for OC interview.
Yeah.
See, Coach says it too. What makes you say that? And that was this comment.
Yep.
Let's see. Wait till the JV phenom comes out, then get QB. Transfer portal ruin the draft. Oh, definitely, 100%, Bueno.
Yep, 100%.
Agree with that 100%, man. Yep. If he doesn't like the team with the number one overall, or they feel like they could improve their stock, they will just stay another year in college. Yep, guaranteed money for them. They're not stupid. Absolutely not stupid.
Yep.
I think Lakers still try to defend you. Yeah, salute to the Madden GMs in the chat. Why do you think Bain will get punked? He's talking to Rick. So here it is. Bain has short arms, and those tackles in NFL will neutralize him.
Hey, did you see that against Indiana?
Bain played. Bain played against some future accountants. The NFL is different.
What?
And keep in mind, so someone said earlier that, I think it was Coach, I'm not sure now, I forget, or it was Big Luck, that they thought Bain was better than Mac coming out of college. Remember, Bain's at Miami. Okay? Where did Mac play?
Buffalo.
How big of a school and what type of schools do they play?
Small Division 1A school. Almost 1 AA.
Thank you.
Let me just
Not
put it
saying
like
that Matt's
this.
been too good at a bigger school like a Miami or Alabama or shit like that. No. I'm not saying that, but you got to compare apples to apples here. I mean, you're talking totally different levels in college too. You know.
Hey, and I'm going to tell you like this.
Everybody touted that offensive line and I did too for Indiana. But that offensive line did not have an easy time in that championship game against Miami. That was probably one of the toughest games they've played this season. I mean, they were getting worked a little bit.
Jeff, I'm going to tell you like this. Bain went against Indiana's tackles, Ole Miss, Ohio State, Texas A&M.
Who's this?
That's the schools that Bain went against. And you're telling me that he just went against...
I was just reading the chat. My bad.
Oh, the list was the teams that I just mentioned were Indiana, Ole Miss, Ohio State, Texas A&M.
Mm-hmm.
He played those four schools, not including, the teams that he had at Notre Dame. They played all their guys in the season. You're telling me that this kid didn't go against the best. He went all the way to the national championship game. And Jeff, did he get erased in the national championship game? So how is this guy mid? He shows up at every game, at every level. And you're going to say that he has short arms, that he's going to get erased. But he's been playing against those guys all season long. Division I tackles. He plays ACC football. He played against the SEC. He played against the Big Ten.
Hey, you know who else had short arms coming out of the draft last year, and everybody said he was horrible and he shouldn't be picked? And where is he playing in 2 weeks?
Oh.
Playing in the Super Bowl. Left tackle for the Patriots.
Yeah.
And I even said it. I'm like, oh, yeah, he's got short arms. He's not going to be good. Oh, guess what? I was fucking wrong. He started all season long. 2 rookies on that offensive line. A left tackle and a left guard playing side by side. 2 rookies. Yeah. And look at that team. Protected for a kid that's possibly going to be the MVP. And his buddy's got short arms. You know what it is?
We're looking at arm length.
They see how long Max's arms are, and everybody's like, you're going to be that long. Sort of like you're going to be this tall to ride the ride, and if you're not this tall, you can't ride it. Well, if your arms aren't 33 inches, but they're 32 and a half.
All I got to say is John Randall. Short arms.
Oh, my God, he was not even him. Look at what's his name? Harrison from the Steelers. Did you ever see how small he was compared to other guys when he's out there? He wasn't a big dude, tall-wise. He was jacked as shit, but he was just super aggressive and strong. Randall, same way.
And with defensive ends, you almost want them to get short because then they get that edge, and you can get them to get underneath the pads of the left tackle. A 6'5" left tackle dealing with a 5'10" defensive end, it's hard for them to stay low. It's hard for them to stay in position. I mean, but Bain is not a 5'10" defensive end either.
Yeah. How often does he get home now? Gets a lot of QB pressures. Remember that. Always leads the league in QB pressures.
I haven't seen that many sacks. Seen him miss more sacks this year than make them.
It's because he takes too wide of a swing all the time. He goes too far outside the lane. If he would just spin back inside a couple of times, he would just be even more disruptive. You see it when the play's developing. It's like, why is he just not cut back inside?
And just because Max Crosby has long arms doesn't mean there's not defensive ends that are successful that have short arms.
Yeah, he did it. He did wear eyeliner. Draft Mendoza, let's build it on his rookie contract. Beautiful, beautiful lady, man. Yeah, I'm not bueno. Yeah, he's delusional. Webb, Kingsbury, Glenn Schumann as head coach, OC and DC. Schumann, where's he from? Obviously, he's the DC.
Yeah, I'm like,
Schumann, where's he from? Pigs, where's he from? You just said Pete Carroll was the man, right? Then bringing in Gino, the bum Smith, another losing season, and some more horrible takes when it comes to the nation. Oh, here we go. Hey, I ate crow on that one. I wasn't. I don't think anybody expected us to be that bad with Pete Carroll here last year. That bit everybody in the ass.
Yep, I agree. So Glenn Schumann is the defensive coordinator for Georgia.
Oh, he said 8 interceptions. Whatever that question was, I forgot how far back that was. I mean, I'm 10 minutes behind still in the chat. Seriously, I can't catch up no matter what I do. And you're right, too. When you had receivers.
Yep. And an O-line in the run game.
Yep. Miami lined up wide, and Indiana punished them with inside run zones. I'm sorry, I'm a Mendoza fan, but he did not win the game. Oh, look at this. So, Ja Raider. I'm sorry, I'm a Mendoza fan, but he did not win the game. If Indiana's defense was not that good, I say they lose it. How about you just take away that block punt for the touchdown? That game's over right there. That game's different right there. They lose that game.
And I agree with Ja Raider. I mean, like, again, that's why I said, hey, show me where Mendoza took over that game and made it his own. He didn't. He struggled. I'll be like, that's why I said, I'm like, how are you going to be a franchise guy in the championship game in college football? You can't take over the game.
Pig says Bain is fine. Short arm defensive ends are just extremely rare in the NFL versus tackles. Insane length on every team.
Facts.
I can't disagree with that either. Jeff, the Raiders are going to give you an ulcer. You know, give me an ulcer. They're going to give me another heart attack. Yes, another. I've already had one heart attack in 2017, so don't want another one. Chat's going to give me a heart attack tonight. But O-line in general has been trending down over the last 10 years or so.
That's why we keep saying we have to address the O-line. If you want to get Mendoza, you have to address it.
What's up, John? We've pretty much been on the same topic since we started the show.
Yeah, we can't.
2 hours ago, we started talking head coaches, and then, as always, I pretty much on every show I've watched, it always transitions to a heavy Mendoza talk. You know, that's why sometimes trying to have a flow on the show just isn't working, because the chat just drives you into the Mendoza side of things. Yeah, the arm debate is destroyable. Yeah, so we're talking Mendoza still, obviously. We're talking who's actually valued at, you know, if it's not Mendoza, who's actually the top pick in this draft. It's definitely not Mendoza. It's only Mendoza because the teams up front need quarterbacks, and that's us.
Correct.
Take us two out of that equation. It's not Mendoza until wherever one of us would be picking, whether it's pick number 8, 9, 10, 11, whatever. Saying a guy won't be good because of arm length is versus body is wild. Hey. Yeah, Will Campbell, perfect example. That's the guy I was talking about from New England.
Yeah.
Trade Max 2 first. Now, I'm all for that too, man. I'm a Raiders fan since '83. This franchise is second worst is Cleveland.
Yeah, you're not lying.
I'm always short. I wish Cheetah was here for this Bane propaganda. Yeah, Randall wasn't even. What's his name? Wasn't either. Harrison. He wasn't drafted.
Yeah, because people look at them and they say, "Oh, you can't play because you have short arms."
Well, you have short
arms, what?
But you're not. You don't fit the measurables.
Yeah.
You know.
But guess what? They go. John Randall didn't fit the measurables, but he has a yellow jacket.
Yeah.
Hey, Harrison didn't fit the measurables, but he has a couple Super Bowl rings and then a big play in the Super Bowl that's probably idolized for like years to come. But yeah, short arms is the problem.
NFL has short arms. I don't know. I don't go around looking at measurements. Bain had 3.5 sacks last year. Kudos to him for having a good year. The other defensive end at Miami is pretty. Yeah, what the hell's his name? Begins with an M also. With an M. Meter? Miser? Fuck, man. Because he had a good game. I think he had 2 sacks in that championship game. Julius Peppers was pretty good. Yep. Question was about how much better Mendoza would have been over Gino. Oh, yeah. That's it. Mesidor. That's it. I think Mesidor will have more success in the NFL than Bain. Yeah, I'll take him too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where the guy he was talking about, that Sherman.
Yeah.
He's from Georgia. He's turned down NFL jobs in the past, but I think we could convince him. Be nice. 2016 O-line was good. Hope we get back there. That was a good O-line back then. Let's not act like Indiana won a lot. They were shit show. I don't think they were shit show. I mean, they won.
Yeah, I mean, like they won the national championship. If you're a shit show and you could win the national championship, damn.
Then shit, we're a shit show. We should be winning the Super Bowl every
Yeah,
year. By that,
what happened to the Raiders?
I'm gonna get a heart attack if we don't get Kubiak or Webb. What's up, Jordan? Let's see, what were Mendoza's stats in the college football playoffs? I don't know. Do you have them there?
No, but they're going to talk about how he tore up the first 2 teams. And oh, yeah, he had great success against those teams. I'm just talking about the national championship game.
So 805 says, I got to get on a show with Jason and Rundown to have this Mendoza discussion. Could be a fun one. Yeah, because Rundown, they're both all for him. So I hear from Jason all the time. Do you see another Max Crosby in the draft?
Could be Mesidor, could be Bain.
Anybody.
Yeah.
That's the other thing we gotta look at. It's like how much can we get for a value for Max now? Because after this year, it's only gonna keep going down. That's why we should have done it last year before the draft.
And that's why I say I think you could probably get 2 number 1s right now. That's probably maxed out.
I love how people cite the exception to the rule. I just can't get on the Mendoza kick. I'm sorry. And again, like he is drunk. Building an O-line before getting a QB is a pre-salary cap, old school way of thinking. This is all but gone with the salary cap and QBs taking 20% of salary. Winning on a rookie deal is almost a must. I just can't trust this team to do anything right. That's the other thing that makes me nervous.
So he wants to get the offensive line after he gets the quarterback.
What? So Raiders are doing second interview with undisclosed candidate. If your private individual can request it not be disclosed. NFL appealing again to Supreme Court. John Gruden is still a possibility. Oh, God. I know you're just saying, but please, no.
Oh, that would be crazy. Oh, my gosh. 3.0.
So I'm a big IU fan, and I don't think Mendoza would be an okay pro. So you're a fan of Indiana, and you don't think Mendoza would work out.
Interesting. But that just goes to show you, man. I mean, like, people are really divided in how many people really watch the game in the whole season.
Just like politics. You've got some that are going this way and some going that way, and it's the same thing with this. You know, it's but I find there's more on the Mendoza side versus the non-Mendoza side in this case. But either way, we're still divided.
It's because we're starving for a quarterback. It's because we haven't had one in so long since Derek Carr left. Haven't had a quarterback that we consider a franchise guy, right? So, I mean, like, that's what and I'm going to tell you like this. 90% of those people think as Mendoza as the solution. Like, they just think we're going to draft Fernando Mendoza and all of a sudden we're going to win games. And all of a sudden we're going to be competitive in every single game. Jeff, you and I know it takes more than one guy to make your team competitive.
Well, that's how some people look at it. Like, oh, he's going to be the savior. He's not going to be the savior. There's so much. It's a team sport. It's not an individual sport. Basketball, yeah, you can have one Michael Jordan and a couple of decent guys, and you're going to win, and you're going to win consistently. Players like that, that's different. This is 11 guys on the field, and you have to be so well coordinated. You need somebody on the other end of that ball that you're throwing it to or handing off to. Basketball, you just dribble it down the line, shoot it, and you're in. Hey, I just hit it free. Did it all by myself. You can't do it all by yourself in the NFL. You can't do it all by yourself you could in major leagues if you're just hit home runs every time you get up there.
But I'm going to tell you like this, Jeff. This isn't your local high school football game where one kid you hand it off to like Derrick Henry and he's going to get 2,000 yards in one game, right? This is the NFL where every single player is the cream of the crop. I don't care. And it makes me laugh when people go like, oh, that guy's a bum. He sucks. I'm like, that guy made it to the NFL. That guy is just not as good as the other guys in the NFL. But does he suck? No. He's the top 1% of every single player that has come through in the whole country.
Yeah.
So people need to get off that, man.
So did Casey get an O-line first? Well, first of all, they had a bona fide starter before Mahomes was there.
They had Alex Smith.
Absolutely. Mahomes didn't start until the second year there.
Mm-hmm.
They were a different team then, too. If they build an offensive line around him, then he can march down the field. Do you see another player that's coming out of the draft that's top pick? Yeah. Unfortunately, it's on the defensive side. Undisclosed is Kubiak because of Super Bowl.
Could be. Maybe he doesn't want his business out there.
Yeah. Jeff's not going to like this. The mysterious candidate Raiders are going to interview that Mark Davis is going to is John Gruden.
Oh, no, bro. No.
We should sign Jalen Phillips in free agency. Oh, we got a $9.99 super chat from Sal. Very interesting the way coaches been hired. I wouldn't count on Gruden. I wouldn't count out Gruden. NFL appealing again in South Carolina. Supreme Court. Sorry. Raiders meeting with someone, second interview, and they are not with a team. They requested it to not be disclosed. Oh, hell no. Please, no.
I could see that, though. I could see what they're saying.
Just don't do it. I appreciate the super chat. No, that was
bro.
Leo's channel. I appreciate you, my guy. Thank you. Leo appreciates you. He's not here.
Yes, sir.
People knocked Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers before their drafts.
Yes, they did. And that's why Aaron Rodgers slid down to 24. And he sat on the bench and he became great.
Yeah, people knocked Brady before his draft. What's the point? And Brock Purdy went last man in the draft, so
yeah.
That just, you know what? You're just solidifying my point, though, when you say that, because it necessarily doesn't have to be a first-round number one overall pick that becomes the gem. You could find one later in the draft. You don't know. Again, just like anything, it's a fucking gamble. You draft somebody, they're
it's
either
going to be 50-50.
You don't know.
Yep.
No thinking we will win every game if we draft. No, I don't think so. Well, you better get used to it, John, because right now that's what we got. Until something that, again, as of right now, as we sit here talking to you, looking at you right now on the camera, that's who our players are on the quarterback room. It's Geno Smith and AOC 12.
Yep.
No other options at this time. That's it. People were knocking Drake May before his draft. I didn't say shit about Drake because I don't even fucking know about him.
They're saying because he played in Duke and like the competition he played against.
People were
finding warts
on Drake.
Okay.
I've been watching Raiders ball since the 70s. I'm beyond starving for a kid.
I got you, Roy. I got you.
I'm born in 1970. I became a fan in 75. So trust me, I feel your pain, man. These fans need to let go of John Gruden. So what? He got us in the right spot. We still lost that year. We haven't had a winning season since 02. We've had 2.
We had 2021 or
Yeah,
2020.
we had 2 winning seasons since then. Not that that's a good thing either. Trust me, I know. It still sucks.
It's like, correct me. Yeah, my bad. In 20 years, 2 good seasons.
Sal with a $4.99 super chat again on Leo's channel. Appreciate you, Jeff. You heard me last week. Think people on this narrative. You win Heisman and Natty, you have to take him. Mendoza is not the savior or answer. And it's 100%. True because they're looking at the shiny trophy. They're looking at Mendoza as that trophy. They got him on this pedestal. And again, it's no fault of their own, to be honest with you. It's because we've been so needy for a quarterback, and then finally we get the number 1 pick, and unfortunately, it's not a great quarterback draft. It's one option with the number 1 pick. And it's just the right away that this happens, that we get the number 1 pick. There's not even options. We're not even talking about what are the quarterback option at number 1. Like last year, there was 2 options. Obviously, everybody was talking about Shador and Cam Ward. You know, so there was always those 2 options, and then unfortunately Sanders fell out till the 5th round. You know, years before, look at that's it. Look at the Brock Bowers rookie season, that draft. There were a bunch of quarterbacks in that. If we would have had the first pick in that one, we'd be sitting pretty because we would have had either Jaden Daniels or Caleb Williams, and then if those 2 didn't fall, go our way, but again, we would have had the number 1. You know, so. There's no debate as to who's the number 1 quarterback. There's it. It's him. He's the only one. We can't even have options. There's nothing to compare him against at number 1. You're going to take him over number 1 overall. The next closest right now is what? Simpson?
Yeah, and Simpson ain't even close. We can all agree on that.
You know, if everything would have gone the way it should have, which more coming out, then you could possibly say you can compare the 2 because you could take him number 1 or you could take Mendoza, but people would still sway towards Mendoza because won the national championship, defeated
Heisman Trophy winner.
Heisman Trophy winner. And, he'd have more in his side on those accolades. I get that. I still don't think he should have won the Heisman, but that's okay.
You know what? I love this comment, man. He's saying it. Hey, he's not the savior. But can he be part of the solution? Absolutely. And we've said it. The team just isn't ready for a guy. And he's not this guy that's a game changer. I mean, like, tell me that you see this guy coming in and making this team an absolute winner from day 1. He's not that type. He needs people around him to be successful. You're going to trade Bowers? Oh, jeez. Let's not. No, dude. No.
Unfortunately, we can't fire Mark. That's the shitty part. I hope the mysterious interview is Kurt Signetti.
Yeah, that could be.
Trust me, I'd rather be him than Gruden. Even though I don't think he's going to leave the college ranks.
Not for less than 13 mil a year.
Not be disclosed. It's for other reasons that are private. Yeah, these guys aren't finished products. Mendoza was only 22, and he should get better.
There's the thing. He should get better. Oh, Tomlin, I wish.
I'm looking right at you on the camera. Am I freaking out? What's up, AL? What's going on, my guy?
Let's see.
Patriots are ranked 14th, middle of the road. Yeah, that's with 2 rookies. 2 starting rookies on the left side, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's an improvement from where they were. They needed offensive linemen, and guess what? They addressed it in the draft, and look what it did. How did our last first-round pick pan out? It can happen at any position, no guarantees, no matter what position we draft, so why not Mendoza? No, and I get that. I told you. I'm not against drafting them. It's just...
Wait, what does he mean can happen? Our last first-rounder. Our last first-rounder is Genty. Is he calling Genty a bust already?
The last first-round pick pan out. It can happen at any position. No guarantees, no matter what position we draft. So why not Mendoza?
If you're calling Ashton Genty a bust already,
no, I'd be like, that's not what he's saying. I'm not reading it that way. You're reading
How did our last first pan out?
Differently than I'm interpreting it.
What can you? But what do you be? So yeah, I'm interpreting it different, so I'm kind of
He's
confused.
talking about how the first pick pans out. So it panned out okay with Genti, even though the
Yeah.
offensive line sucked. Okay, but it still panned out for us in the long run because
Ah, I see. I see. I see. Okay. Okay. Okay.
you looked at it black and white. I looked at
Yeah.
it shiny and nice,
No, no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. You looked at all the other details. I
except
looked
for
at it as like, wait a minute.
see, you didn't read the whole book. You just looked at the cover.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Kubiak or bust. If it's Gruden, the mysterious candidate we are interviewing, and we hire him, I'm gonna lose my shit. Yeah, you and me both, man.
I don't see what we would get with Gruden 3.0 that we didn't get with 1.0 and 2.0.
Leo's gonna be happy when he
Ooh.
looks at his super chats later.
I,
Lower from South, 499. I'd rather trade
or
back,
Mesidor.
get paid to team up with Crosby, build inside out. We can hit next year with someone else's round one, deeper class next year. And that's what I was saying earlier. It's like everybody always says next year's draft for quarterback. But that's value for your first round pick right there. That's total value.
Agreed.
Because you put those two out there together. First of all, Crosby has never had a guy playing opposite hit of him with the talent of this kid.
Agreed.
That's number one. That's totally number one. Because as they're double teaming Max, guess who's on single? Who's being singled up? Bang. And his short arms aren't going to matter.
Well, and if you're sliding protection, I mean, like you put them on defensive ends, that's what gives you the one-on-ones.
Like I said, Leo's going to be happy when he checks his super chats later.
Oh man, that guy.
He's going to be like, what the hell happened? He goes, I ought to not do shows more often.
You're going to turn down an interview with the Jets?
Jets.
Hey, I would too. Let me tell you like this. Why would the Jets be interviewing anyone right now? Don't they still have a head coach?
OC.
Oh, wow. For OC, okay.
A team that's 3-14 with no good QB is always ready for a QB. Mendoza would be the best QB prospect in the Of course he's the best. It's the only option this year.
There is no other option. If you're drafting in the first round and you draft another quarterback,
we have no clue who's coming out next year.
Exactly.
If you go based on right now, Mendoza's hands down the only one.
But look at I love that. Give him a legit O-line. You have to give him a legit O-line. Correct. Hey, if you give him a legit coaching staff and O-line, hell yeah, he's going to bring a great prospect. I'd be like, that's exactly what we need to do in order for him to be successful. Jeff, haven't we said that like 15 times?
To get him people to help make him and us successful. Yeah, and I agree.
Yeah.
It's still going to be the tough feat. Bears weren't ready for a QB either, and that worked out after 1 year, and they fixed the line. Same with Drake May. It can work, but it will take at least 2 years.
It could happen, but I'd be like, the Bears.
Ass whooped the first year, too.
And let's be real. How lucky can you get when you find a Ben Johnson coming out 1 year as a coach? I'd be like,
and that's what we're hoping we're going to get if Kubiak's the one. Yeah, that's what we're hoping.
We're hoping to replicate and hit gold. And I mean, like, but how lucky could you be? I mean, like, honestly, the Bears, the way that they retooled, they had a massive amount of picks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which,
oh my God, yeah.
You know, and they traded back in one draft. You remember that, Jeff? They traded back to acquire all those draft picks to get to get Caleb Williams. So,
and the thing is, and then they went after KC's offensive line. They grabbed two guys.
Yep.
They grabbed two offensive linemen, which is why KC was so bad, and which is why Mahomes wasn't even a shadow of himself this past season. He was horrible this year.
Yep.
And plus, he's got he really doesn't have a lot of skillful players around him. He's got Kelsey. That's like the only one he can count on. And he's not going to have him next year. And they're not going to have Mahomes for probably about maybe the first half of the season. So they take two offensive linemen from there. They bring Swift in. Odunze's already there. Caleb Williams is already there. You got Cole Kmet, and they took Loveland, who's another great tight end. And they're off to the races. And look what happened with them. They fall one game shy of making it to the NFC Championship.
And I'm sure there was a player there, a nice, shiny player, that they traded back, and they traded out of that position in order to make that happen. Wait. He's always hurt.
Yeah, he hasn't had. He missed quite a few games this season, too.
This season.
Let's see. Mendoza will be that guy and won't be injury prone like these other QBs. Look at Daniel Skinny and keeps getting hurt. Not if we don't protect them.
Hey, have you not seen how skinny Mendoza is? Be like, we're trying to make this guy look like he's the Incredible Hulk or something. Kid's long and wiry too.
Say we should. What then? We end up with more clean. Yeah, Farrell's, Abrams, Arnett's, DJ Hayden's. Not really.
Whoa.
Those. I get what he's saying. I understand it. And if you know anybody that knows Afakasi, he's very passionate about this team, and I get it. You know, he's tired of seeing us stuck in this rut of just suckage after suckage after suckage every year. We're just horrible, and we've always got these picks. Like pretty much every name he's named down there have all been just complete wastes. Every single one. And I get it. And he left out one too. Leatherwood,
yeah,
which is another big swing and miss we had. Yeah, I get what he's saying, and that's what we want to hopefully avoid too. You know.
No, I agree. I mean, like nobody wants to miss. I didn't wake up and choose violence. I can't. That's not cock blocking or whatever. It's a move. It's a strategy move.
What's up, Pete?
Plus, that doesn't stop Webb coming from being the head coach. If you guys wanted Webb to be the head coach, that doesn't stop him from coming to Las Vegas and becoming our head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bane does have short arms.
He's the one that said it. He's the one that was... He's using that as like a joke because that's what was said earlier. He's bringing that back up, which is funny. I love it. First round NFL quarterback draft picks have a success rate of roughly 40 to 50%, with studies often indicating a miss rate higher than 50 over the last 2 decades.
Facts.
First round left tackles are among the safest high-end draft picks, with approximately 59%, 38 of 64 first-round tackles earning a second contract with their drafting team over a 20-year span. Nobody. No. That's probably part of the reason why Moore went back for one more year, because he knew he'd be a Jet if we didn't take
man. He's like, nope.
Sal, love to come on live for fellas and explain to our fellow Raider fans why Mendoza isn't our guy. Coming from a former collegiate quarterback, there's a lot of holes. And another super chat at $4.99. You know what? Hit me up on Instagram.
We'll make that happen.
It's under the same name, 401 _Raider _Jeff. Hit me up on Instagram. Send me a PM. If you don't have that, I have Twitter. It's the same name. If you're on Facebook, my last name's LaFontaine, just like it sounds. I don't care if people know my last name. I could give a shit. It's on my fucking shirt. You see it all.
There you go.
So what's the difference? But appreciate you, my guy, with another $4.99 super chat. Bears gave up 62 sacks. Yeah, not this past year though, right? Had to be last. Had to be
that had to been a couple of years ago.
Mendoza will be better than Arch, Sellers, all these next upcoming QBs, college prospects coming into NFL. Mark my words.
Wow, how are we gonna mark your words when Arch Manning won't come out for another 2 years?
And I agree with you in a way, John. I definitely agree with you. It's not the players; it was the coaching that was the issue. Minus guys like Kappa and although Kappa did play center better than he did at guard. Kappa, Forsythe, Parham has just been I've been on his case for the last 2 seasons. I'm just so done with him. But good thing is he's gone now. He's a free agent, so he'll be bye-bye. Forsyth will be bye-bye. We only signed him to a 1-year deal. Kappa we got for 1 more year. I'm a Mendoza guy, but if we don't get online free agency, I'm sorry. Trade back, draft, late QB, Ole Miss, yep, which is Chambliss. Because Kubiak would tell Brady, Spy, take none of these QBs is my guy. Never know. Yeah, and he could.
Good.
Drake May, Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, Jaden Dales, Joe Burrow, all drafted and needed O-line badly.
Yeah, and look at Joe Burrow. He's about to retire because he's so unhappy. I'm like, let's just be real. And all these other guys, they're still young. 2
And
years
the thing
in.
with Drake May, though, too, is this is to defend him, and I hate doing it, but he had a shitty first-year head coach, Jared Mayo, and he was horrible. As soon as Vrabel showed up, the first thing he did was address the offensive line, and he did it in the draft. And they were a completely different team. Except for week 1, because they lost to us. Pats. Mendoza's 225. That's big for a QB, to be honest.
Well, he's 6'5".
Yeah. And Mendoza will put another 10 pounds to Jaden Daniels. Can't put no weight. He has a skinny frame. Yeah, why do we keep comparing Jaden Daniels?
Yeah, and I mean, like, we don't want to compare guys when they come out, but we want to compare guys.
I'm done with that shit. Yeah.
We're all resorts of trade downs. Yep.
The GOAT. He's the true definition of what GOAT used to be. Okay. Before it was the greatest of all times. GOAT used to mean something completely different back in the day.
What did he used to mean?
Used to mean you were the worst. You were the scapegoat. You were the worst player. You were horrible. When you were called the GOAT, it wasn't a good thing back then. Because
one of those kids changed it up, Jeff. One of those kids was like, well, I'm the GOAT, greatest of all time.
Yeah, because they were like, oh, look at the anagram this sentence. Oh, yeah, greatest of all time. Ah, yeah. Michael Jordan's the GOAT. Ari is another, but we didn't trade down for him. Yeah, true, we didn't. It was just a bad pick.
Oh, man, that was a terrible pick.
Look at the mock trade. These picks hadn't panned out either.
Absolutely.
That's why I have not. Did I show it? I've done, I think, one. I think I showed one mock draft that I did. I'm not doing any mock drafts. Like last year, this time, we were doing mock drafts like fucking crazy. I'm not doing it this year.
I don't even know who our coach is. How am I going to do a mock draft without even having an
That's the other thing, too. You know?
Like, oh, yeah. We're just going to draft Mendoza regardless of whoever's coming out. I mean, like, it should be.
Luck. We could bring him back. I mean, if you want, I mean, we can reach out to his fan club. I'm sure he's got one hell of a fan club. That's just basically, yeah. I'll take Rich Gannon's endorsement. Thank you. Let me see. Am I finally caught up with this? Good God. Wants to be upset with you two. Don't want Mendoza. When we've waited as a nation for years for a first round, potentially franchise QB since DC, but the other half knows you're not being biased. Or, there's more. Or you may just see something the majority don't see. I don't think it's the fact that I'm seeing something the majority doesn't see. I just want more value for my number one pick. That's all. That's all I'm asking. Is just consider it. That's all.
You see, and for me, I'm looking at it as we're not ready for a guy like that. I'll be like, I want to be able to say like, oh yeah, we're a great landing spot for Mendoza. But Jeff, we both talked about it. This is not a good landing spot for him right now. We don't have the weapons. We don't have the offensive line. We don't have guys in place in order for him to be successful. So we're not saying don't draft Mendoza because he's not a good player. We're saying if we're not ready for Mendoza, don't do it because you're just going to bring him in and then he's going to be added to that list.
Here's my other take on this, and thank you, Sal. I'll check it when we're done here. I appreciate that, and thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Man, Leo's really gonna love you tonight. Um, eh, Here's the other reason, okay? Because how do I want to word this so I don't sound? Hmm. This is gonna come out wrong. I know it's gonna come out wrong with the way I want to word this. I'm just trying to think of how to word this so it. I, you know what? I, I just can't think of how I want to word this. There's something I specifically wanted to say about this whole thing. We haven't confidently, no matter who's in charge, and now we're getting this a GM for the second, a GM on his second year. Until I see otherwise, this is what makes me nervous about going and making this move for a quarterback like this. We haven't shown stability in being able to do the right thing in free agency. Okay. And I'm not going way back. Okay. As soon as I start seeing a stable momentum on what we do in building the team going forward, then I could get behind something like taking him overall number one. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to like everything in my head's like a freaking rat's nest right now as I'm
What you're
trying to
trying to say is that you want to see stability. You want to see,
yeah,
and
like
here's the
I
thing.
want to
Here's
see
the
if
hard thing.
we're moving in the right direction first.
Yeah.
This is all going to take baby steps, and this is why going right after that quarterback is that's not taking a baby step. That's taking a big leap forward because you're putting the cart before the horse at this point because you're going to get that quarterback when we can't even protect who we have now at quarterback, let alone and people are saying like, oh, he'll stop right away, or he's NFL ready. You want to put him out there if we haven't shown that stability to grow this team and build this team in the right manner? And then that's where my pushback comes from. Again, I'm not questioning his ability or his talent. I'm questioning us as an organization to do the right thing to help him so he's in the right place when it's time for him or whoever the quarterback is. The last thing I want to do is bring a rookie quarterback in and kill his confidence because we can't protect him. We can't put the right pieces around him to help him.
Exactly.
That's how I'm looking at this. I know it seems like I just don't want Mendoza. And everybody keeps taking it this wrong way. That's what I'm going at here is I want to see us progress as a team and reinvent this that's what we have to do. We're pretty much going to reinvent this organization going forward because now Spytek and so Brady are the ones running the show basically. Mark Davis is just sitting over there in the corner waiting to sign the checks. That's all he needs to do. You just sign the checks and shut up. The boys will take care of it. Once I see that stability, then I would have more confidence in making this move. I don't know if I don't think I'll ever change anybody's mind as far as, everybody's got their mindset that want Mendoza. You're not going to change that. They're fully focused on that because we've been so quarterback hungry for so long. But I guess that's why I really feel this way. But I mean, you get it now, right? Does that make sense?
No, I get what you're saying. I mean, like you want the team to have stability. You want more pieces around. I'll be like, my biggest thing is this. If we draft Mendoza and he doesn't have success, and now we have another GM, are we going to get rid of Mendoza and then go another way that quickly? I'll be like, that's kind of a difficult move. I'll be like, that's where I see where you're coming from. I mean, like, how about we show some stability in the front office and with management before we start making uh franchise moves with the quarterback? But I'll be like, everybody has their way of slicing the pie.
Yeah. All of our free agents can walk. Devin White, Jamal Adams, Kuntz, etc. They can all walk. They took plays off, missing tackles. I don't know if I'd get rid of Kuntz just yet. I definitely want to keep Snowden. I'm definitely all for Snowden. I think Snowden showed up as the season went on.
I was really disappointed by Kuntz this year.
Play call and spend like crazy. Yeah, but New England did it in the draft, though. That's the whole point I'm getting at. They what they did with their offensive line, they didn't do it in free agency. They did it in the draft.
Yep.
You know, they grabbed 2 rookie offensive linemen and they turned that team around. I said it during our draft watch party for the round 1 that night. I said, New England they need this, this, and this, and they're going to be good. Trust me. And everybody's like, where the fuck are they? Well, go back and watch
Super
it. Go
Bowl.
back and watch the recap from last year. They're in the Super Bowl. I said they need an offensive lineman, preferably a left tackle. They need a wide receiver, and they need a few little things on defense. What did they do? They fleeced us. They took off free agents that we didn't re-sign. Okay, Chason, Spillane. Okay, they drafted a freaking tackle, left tackle. They brought in Stephon Diggs. They brought in Matt Collins. What did they do? They drafted a rookie running back that, well, one, I really wanted us to grab because we didn't have to do that in the first round. We could have done it in the second round. And where are they? They're in the Super Bowl. Everything that they did, I wanted to do, basically, is what ended up happening. Not Diggs, but I wanted Matt Collins. That's who I really wanted us to try and bring back as a wide receiver. We had him before. I liked him. And they're in the Super Bowl.
Jeez.
And everybody would be like, well, yeah, they got the quarterback the year before. Why can't we do that? Okay. First of all, they didn't need as many pieces of the puzzle as we did. Or we do.
100%.
It's crazy, though. They high schoolers will have a faster twitch to get off the ball than Tyree.
You ain't lying, Coach.
That's true. Hey, guys, it's getting a little speculating until we get our coach. Exactly. Thank you.
Yes.
In free agency, until I see those choices, I'm going to refrain from saying anything. I want what's best to win championships. And that's what I keep trying to say. It's like all this talk is for nothing, and everybody gets all worked up over it until we get a head coach and they pick an OC, DC, and we know what direction we're going in. And priority number 1 is head coach. Boom. That's it.
100%.
That's what we're talking about right now. But it's just like from The Godfather. Just when I think I'm out, they pull me back into the talk every fucking time. Is this a double stream? What do you mean? Oh, yeah, I got vertical and landscape. Sorry, Bueno, not everybody's together. But there's 3 channels streaming, so you weren't all going to be in the same one anyway tonight.
Yeah.
He yelled at me the other day. He goes, why don't you just do your show in one stream instead of doing the vertical and that, so everybody's together in the chat? So I did it just for him. I did it in just the vertical.
That was that last show we did.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. If I'm GM and no O-line wants to come here and I draft Mendoza in his career as a threat, my reputation will be on the line. The media will be chasing me. I'll get fired next year.
100%. You have to dress the O-line.
Nationwide, Mendoza isn't our guy. So I'm going to tell you right now, I think I got a perfect show for you to come on. I'm going to talk to my co-host. Are you available Thursday night? To get him on with Nate and I.
Yeah, man. I'm like, come on Thursday.
I'll have him come on. If you're available Thursday night, I'll have you come on the Coast to Coast show with myself and Nate Thursday night. It starts at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. I'm just throwing that out there right now. But I'll talk to you in the PM after the show's over. I'll hit you up. Yeah, rate of PTSD. Yeah. I've got PTSD for other reasons, and I definitely got it as a Raider fan. That's fucking goddamn true. It's fucking driving me nuts. Let's see. Truth of the matter is the nation has been waiting for a franchise QB as part of the nation. The other half are Latino fans, especially Chicanos and Mendoza gives love.
You will keep that right there. That statement is 100%
been thinking that, but if I say it, it could come out the wrong way.
No, hey,
I'm about as white as they get, even though I'm half Portuguese, so I've got a little, which is
you
why
know what? Fernando Mendoza is like the AP, right? We hired AP because he was like a Raider and he had that swagger. Right now, everybody goes like Fernando Mendoza. Oh, bro, he's brown. I was like, no, really? Really? Oh, he speaks Spanish. I'm like, does that make him a better quarterback? Does that make him read defenses better? I'm like, I don't give a damn if he speaks Spanish, English, Portuguese, whatever. I'm like, I just need him to throw touchdowns. We should not worry if Clint Kubiak wasn't interested. He would tell his agent to call the Raiders if he doesn't want the job. Brady has Kubiak contact. Both have mutual interest. Yeah.
We all are, Milo. What's up, man? We don't get with Kubiak. Riley, not a big fan. Yeah. How are teams building their depth? I think this mystifies me more. It seemed like Raiders haven't had exactly.
Yeah.
They haven't been smart about it. And that's what my stability.
Yeah, we haven't drafted well. We haven't drafted well. No. We haven't. Look at the list that Africasi put out. I'd be like, there's like 20 names on there, all bust in the first round.
Yeah, and I agree, Coach, and you're absolutely right. Every team that does well just magically has depth somehow. Meanwhile, Raiders got to build a whole damn team instead of just select a few positions. It's sad. It's sick. It just I asked the same thing, man. Another super chat from Sal 499 because I'll wait to go live to explain Mendoza is a.
Yes, I agree.
He doesn't read defenses or change protection.
What did I say? What did I say? IBS, we are on the same page. You didn't see him make any changes. He's straight RPO. He reads the defensive end and then reads one overhang and then makes the decision off those two things. Maximum. When you run RPO, you do not read the whole field. It's not meant to be that way.
Yeah. Let's see. 805's got something. What do you say? I'll question Mendoza's ability and talent at the NFL level. He wasn't even the main piece for the Indiana offense. They won majority of games through the ground game and RPO.
Correct. Much yes.
And I've heard you say that before too, 805.
No, 805 is correct.
I recognize you saying
that running back, dude. That running back from IU is a straight dog. Kid is a man eater. He pounds the rock. He's physical. He was the difference maker in that game. I agree 150% with 805. Comes down to the GM coach and the Raiders have 3. Yeah. There's no stability. So how are we going to bring this kid into this type of world and say, oh, yeah, we're going to bring you stability when we don't have any stability in the front office? We don't know who our head coach is. We don't know any of these things. But guess what, Fernando? You're going to come here and you're going to be the solution.
No. Wait, what day I want to hear this? Oh, you mean like to have him on the show? It'll be Thursday night if I can coordinate with him. I think Jeff just opened up to everything and not stuck on the main narrative going around at this point in time. I know. I try. Trust me. We started talking head coaches, like I said, and then you just get sucked right. Because it's usually the first couple of questions right away, especially on the show that I'm on, because everybody knows I'm not in favor of taking the quarterback. And it's not even Mendoza. It would be any quarterback out there. It would be any quarterback at this point. I'm sorry.
There isn't a game changer out there to that level right now.
But it's not even that, though. If it was more coming out and he was just ridiculously good, better than what Mendoza is, I would still not be all on board with it because we just have so much that we need to do.
I get you.
But I just don't want to keep beating it dead. That's what I feel like. I feel like I'm just beating a dead horse. And he's Cuban. He has Mexican relatives and shouts them out in interviews, particularly his Mexican-American uncle. I just want to know about his aunt. That's all I care about.
Cuban, yeah.
Let's see. Philip Rivers is more Mexican than Mendoza. Oh my god.
Yeah.
He would answer all his presser questions in Spanish just to fuck with Grandpa Hondo. Oh my god. Tom Brady's giving me Michael Jordan before he sells someone his silver. Yeah, that would totally suck.
Oh man.
All right. Let's see, Jeff, regardless, brother, I respect your point of view, but I see something special brewing in the nation with Mendoza. Yeah, who knows? It could be. I
Could be.
I mean, and again, I'm fine with that. I'll eat my crow when the time comes. I'll admit it. If it turns out the complete opposite of what I'm suggesting, trust me, I'm not. If we grab him, I don't want to see him fail, because to see him fail means my Raiders fail. So no, that's not what I want. If we draft him, I'm support him 100%. And don't
agree.
And I'm not wearing anybody's. I'm not wearing Mendoza jerseys and anything like that. First of all, I don't buy new players' jerseys. Last time I did that was gallery, so you're not going to see me in that. So if you're going to see me in a jersey, it's going to be like a Howie Long, Otto, Art Shell, Upshaw. Those are the Wisniewski. Those are the ones you're going to see me in. I don't buy new jerseys. Fuck that. It's a waste of money, because then they're gone in 5 years or 4 years, or in jail, and like all the people that have the Henry Ruggs jerseys.
Wait. This right here. It says Mendoza's the best pre-play reading, pass pro adjusting QB since Luck. I disagree. I'd be like, Roy, I really disagree here, because if you understand the offense that he runs, it has nothing to do with any of those things you just said.
So eventually Brady will leave, right? Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. Clickbait Hondo. He seems that. I don't know. Don't worry about the horse just a little bit. Yeah. Well, if we had an offensive line, we could push the wagon.
Mm-hmm.
Hall of Fame rated jerseys. Like, yeah, exactly.
Hey,
besides that, you're not going to see a guy my size wearing a running back jersey, unless it's Bo Jackson. That would probably be the only one. A running back jersey, wide receiver, quarterback. You're not going to see me wearing jerseys of guys that have smaller frames than me. I got to wear the heaviest.
Hey, they want you to wear that DP number.
Christensen. Brock Bowers would probably be the only one I would get, but man, I would have to really hold off on that one for a while yet. Still.
Get you a Mike Haynes jersey. Get you a nice DB number, 22.
It looks so wrong. Royce says he stands on this 100%. Another $9.99 super chat from Sal. I'll give the nation one more little insight on my points. Miami, PSU, Iowa, Illinois, Maryland, Oregon. First matchup all have two things in common. All got a pass rush and disguised in multi-defenses and struggled.
Yep.
Thank you again for the $9.99 super chat. Appreciate you, brother.
And he's right. What they're doing is they mug the line, they come up and they drop different guys and they bring different guys. And when you're telling me that Fernando Mendoza was reading all this, okay, and doing all this, where was this in the national championship game, Jeff? Because I could have sworn I saw Miami corners jumping those freaking throws to the flat after a while, but he was supposed to be reading that.
Yeah, trust me, I wasn't happy with that when he was a coach. It's like the guy finally retires from the NFL. Don't have to see him play anymore. Just have to listen to him every now and then. And they're like, oh, he bought a 5% stake in the Raiders. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And now, of course, here's the best part about all this. So if for whatever reason we turn this shit around and we start winning and we start, say, we get
Tom Brady
Super Bowls, you got it. And that's all I'm going to hear around here. See, it took Tom Brady coming after he left New England. He brought the New England way over there. He's following that. Fuck you, Pats fans. Kiss my ass, because I don't want to hear that shit either. Still doesn't mean if Tom Brady walked in this room right now, I'd still punch him in the face. Whether he's an owner of the Raiders or not. Still, just one shot. That's all I want. I just want one hit. And then cuff me, take me away. I don't care. I'll be happy. No, I would not wear Alex Leatherwood. All right, so that's the end of the chat. All right, Nightbot's the last one. All right, I'm ready to call it. We've been on for 3 hours.
Yeah. Hey, but hey guys, so do you have the flyers for Cheeto's event? For his Easter event? And do you have the flyer for the barbecue in May?
You mean this one?
Okay, so hey, I'll start with this one then. Hey guys, just so you guys know, May 31st, the Northern California, Northern Nevada Black Hole Barbecue will be going down. It's going to be a great 3-day event. We're going to be out there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Then everybody's going to be driving back home Sunday. Guys, there's going to be a lot of low riders. It's going to be free food, free alcohol. Then on Friday, we're going to go up to Lake Tahoe. We're going to be enjoying some great stuff. As you guys can see, there's some cars right there. If you guys want to look on Silver and Black Radio Podcast.com, we also have a bunch of pictures there that we took last year. Guys, we're going to have several different car clubs from all over the country coming down. So please come on down, man. We're going to have free food. It's going to be some alcohol. We got some hotel reservations right here, guys. If you guys look at it, it's going to tell you where to stay. It's going to have some discounts for you. There's going to be a rooftop bar where we're going to host a meet and greet Thursday night. Then Friday, we're going to be going to Tahoe, meeting up at like a Dave & Buster's that night. And then Saturday, we'll be having the car show and barbecue. So I hope to see you guys there. Remember, May 31st in Reno, or May 30th weekend in Reno. And then let's see. Do we have the one for Cheeto for his Easter event, Jeff?
I don't. I don't know if you have it.
I see, if you put it not. I thought it was in here last time.
I don't have it. I thought I did. I don't. Unfortunately.
All right.
It's not in the. It's not in StreamYard. I don't have it in there.
All right. So I guess we don't have that one, but guys, also so you guys know, hey, Cheeto will be having a combined event for Easter. Make sure that you guys check them out. I'm sure we'll start posting it to our page and posting it all over the place. Make sure you go out there and support our brother. He's going to be doing it with Mike from Raiders Against the World and several other booster clubs in that area. This will be in the Inland Empire area for California.
Yeah, tomorrow night, I'll be back on with Leo tomorrow night, so he will. Oops, what's this one?
Oh, that's the performers for the barbecue.
I'm sure he'll bring up the Easter one tomorrow night on the Raider Connection for sure. There's a couple more chats that came through here. Let's see, Brady is from the Bay. He grew up a Raiders fan, and I'm mainly Raiders, but can't claim it because he's the face. Of course, he is. They got a fucking statue for him outside the stadium.
Yeah,
we should have all got together that day after we beat them and ripped it down. Should have treated that thing like Saddam Hussein's statue in Iraq.
Jesus. Grab some ropes and started tearing it down.
Rip it down. Yeah. Fucking Will. I mean, no, Will. Nate got a picture of himself in front of that thing. It's like, are you serious? Trust me, I want a QB just as bad as the next fan, but I don't work off desperation and emotion. People hated me last year when I had a 3rd round grade on Shador. I can do another off season of hate.
Oh man.
Going. If Brady was a Plantis peanut, Jeff would make sure he is assaulted. You got it. Let's see. No, he's asking 805's number.
Ooh.
Trade back with the Jets and get 3 first rounds.
I agree.
I hope happens. See, I'm right on board with you, 805.
I'm with 805 right there. I want that second round or the second pick. I want the 18th pick, and I want their first next year.
Yeah, they get fucking 3 of them.
Yep, I want all 3 of them.
First the next
year. Yep.
I want their first round. I don't want the Colts or the Cowboys.
That's what I want. That's what I want.
You know, it's going to be a trash pick. It's going to be a good one.
Yep.
They're going to be trash. He grew up a 49er fan. Oh, that makes him even worse. I know the Raider Nation will be on my side if I punch them in the face. All right, everybody. Appreciate everybody being in here tonight. Will, what do you got going on this week? Sorry, final thoughts. My bad.
Hey, man. Hey, guys. Well, I'll be on the Will and Cheeto show on Thursday. We usually do that at lunch. Maybe Jeff will jump on. You never know. Never know who's going to jump on that show. We just shoot the shit. I mean, like, really just relax atmosphere, man, and just talk everything that comes down the pipe. We talk a lot of sports in general, not just Raiders football, but we do address a lot of Raiders football on there. Other than that, man, just really chilling until like I figure out what's going on. I mean, like listening to Jeff. Jeff is on quite a bit, so I'll be listening to Jeff tomorrow for his the Raider Connection show. Then on Thursday.
Tonight. Yep. Tomorrow night it's myself, Chidolinus, Jay from Just Raiders Baby, and Nate LV Raider 10. The 4 of us tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Eastern time. 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. And I'm sure Mendoza's going to come up with that chat too in that show too. I guarantee that. And then Thursday night, it's Nate and myself, LV Raider 10, Raiders Coast to Coast, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. And then Friday night, No Huddle. That's my show that I do on Friday night solo. So anybody that knows anyone that's a fan of any one of the other 31 teams in the NFL, tell them to come check me out. Friday nights, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific. We talk NFL. So if you got a team that just played in the playoffs or in the championship and got eliminated, or playing in the Super Bowl, have them come on in. I bring them up on screen with me, and we talk their team. So
it's a good show, man. I love it.
It's fun. I like it. I'm trying to broaden my horizons instead of just have a strictly Raiders show. You know, trying to.
No, I got you, man. Growing. You're growing.
You know, yeah, it's taking time. It'll grab at some point. So let's see. What do y'all think of Raiders chat sports? No comment.
Clickbait.
Yeah, it's not for me. Not for me. I don't want to hear takes from a guy that's not even a Raiders fan. And I don't mean Mitch either. I'm talking about Chugs.
Oh, man.
I don't. Whatever. Not going to get into it. Jets would have to offer that. If that's not on the table, what do you do? Yeah. We're going to have to follow that up tomorrow. Sorry, Coach, but we're calling it quits for the night. TMZ Raiders. Yes, cool, Kev. There you go. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Thank you for being here with us tonight. And as I always say, stay safe. Go Raiders.
Raiders!